Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Hey, welcome in to the Woodward Sports Network, baby. It is the Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner, as always, and I'm joined by Matthew Broder, the one, the only. We appreciate you guys tuning in, as always. If you guys are joining us, hit that like button for us. We've got Jalen in the TD booth, Nick in the sound booth.
Yes, sir.
And boys, hey, we've got a packed show for everyone here in the chat today. So if you guys have anyone you want to tell to come tune in, we're going to talk Detroit Lions, college football, some Pistons stuff in here. We've got everything in here that you guys need to know. We're gonna preview the game a little bit today too. That Sunday game that everyone's talking about. A lot of people are talking about a blowout here, fellas. And
Slow down.
Why don't we take a step back here? Because I remember this time last year, or not this exact time,
Gee, Steve.
but this game last year, we all were like, oh, we're on a good spot right now. And then guess what happened? You got pummeled. So we're going to talk about that game today.
This is a great show. Booner put together a phenomenal show today.
Great show.
We're hitting everything.
Yes, we have so many things on the docket here. First of all, I do want to kind of go through the rundown here, Broder.
Tell them.
I want to tell the people what we're doing right away.
Yeah.
8:15 injury report. We're going to talk a little bit about Brian Branch, St. Brown, Julian Aquara, J-Mo. We have all of that for you here. 8:30. We're going to actually talk about here, fellas, huge news, and I just realized it today, and maybe some people in the chat realized it earlier than us. The Detroit Lions potentially have 3 all-pro players on the team right now.
3.
And that is not an exaggeration. That's not a lie. Last year, what'd you have? Just Khalif Raymond as special teams, correct?
Yeah, was he all?
I believe he was an all-pro
Yeah, I think
returner.
he was.
That was but today, guess what? We're going to talk about the 3 guys who could potentially and are on track of being an all-pro Detroit Lions in the NFL. Right after that, 8:45, we're going to take a sneak peek of the Detroit Lions Carolina Panthers game. We're going to talk about it a little bit, break it down, kind of get into it. We have Broder here, so we have the beat reporter. We have to get into the game a little bit.
I'm in studio.
In studio.
Every night, 8 to 10.
Yes, sir, baby.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. And then at 9 o'clock, we're going around the NFL. We're going to look at all the divisions here. We're going to see what divisions are already locked up. Detroit maybe locked up. NFC West, South, East, whatever it is. We're going to go through all the divisions tonight for you guys. 9:15 college football. I was supposed to give you guys some news last night about Michigan. I had breaking news. And I'll give it to you guys tonight at 9:15. 9:30 inside Detroit. We're going to rank, actually, Broder, this is a good one. We're going to rank our Detroit sports teams by their talent.
Their young
core talent.
I'm excited for this one.
So I'm excited. Yeah, that one I'm excited for. 9:40, we're going to kind of keep going into that. We're going to give out our World Series picks a little bit. And then 9:50 mailbag as always. But, Broder, how was your day today? How are we feeling?
I feel fantastic. Fantastic. It was actually an off day for the media, so there was nothing going on down in Allen Park, but we got some reports of, some hypothetical injuries, and we're going to break that down in a minute. But no, again, it's October. Like, every day we get closer to the Red Wings season, the Pistons season, the Lions getting more into the season. I just get excited. I love October. It's my birthday month, too.
When's your birthday? What day?
The 29th.
29th, okay.
Day before Monday Night Football.
Is there a famous player with the number 29?
I should know this. I don't know.
Jahmyr Gibbs is what, 28?
My number was 21.
Jamar Jefferson. Is Jamar Jefferson 29?
We'll see.
I don't know. I'm so bad with birthdays. I don't know anyone in my family. That's one thing my family gets on me about is I only know my mom's birthday and my brother's birthday. I don't even know, to be honest. My mom might be watching. I don't know. Sometimes I forget her birthday. Like, I only know my brother's birthday.
Bro.
Shout out Tariq Skubal, boys. There you go for the 29.
You could do a lot of people. You got Eric Dickerson, DeMarco Murray, some Rod Carew, John Smoltz.
Oh, come on. Rod Carew, he was a Jew, according to Adam Sandler.
I don't know half of those guys there, so I need to find someone who's like super famous with
baseball nerd stuff. Sorry.
But Scooble, yeah, Scuba's a good one. But I only know my brother's birthday, so that's where I'm at. And Emerald here and said, I forget my own birthday. I do too. I forgot it was my birthday when we had it on September 12th.
You did.
I woke up that morning and some people started texting me, and I was like, oh, today's my birthday. I was driving into work. I was like, oh, it's my birthday, boys.
Hey, the birthdays was the worst days.
Yeah, but so we had that. We're gonna talk about some of that stuff. I think we were talking about the Lions. I want to say something real quick. I walked into the studio today, and Nick is sitting there. I want to tell a quick story. Real quick.
Tell a story.
Nick is in the back calling bars and restaurants around Birmingham to write down and get the power hour, or what is it?
Happy hour
deals.
Gotta find the deals on the apps.
I sat
Half
down,
off
I was
apps,
like,
baby.
What are you doing? He's like, I'm looking for 5 o'clock happy hour stuff before the show so I can go get a drink and some food for cheap.
I did not say a drink, fellas. I gotta say, it's all about the cheap
I heard
eats.
him say something about an espresso martini, so I'm just gonna throw that out there. But
Dude, you can have one of those before the show.
I thought he was just like,
it's Wednesday.
I thought he was just online looking, Broder. This man just started calling restaurants out loud, and he's like talking. I'm like, what is
this? Is digital couponing. It's when when you show up to
notepad.
And there's nothing wrong with saving a few bucks. We're all out here grinding.
That was one of the
Nick,
funniest things I've ever seen.
It's all about the good, cheap, expensive eats. You know,
when you're a plumber in Detroit, you need to save every penny.
Every
Detroit
time.
Mario, every penny you can. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You gotta save your money.
Yeah, you do. You have to be smart.
Shout out Boone for calling me out on that one.
It was just one of the funniest things I think I've ever seen. I just haven't seen anyone in a long time like just calling restaurants asking for their deals.
I appreciate it.
And he had like a notepad, literally like a notepad there, and it was just like 4, 5, 6 restaurants. He was like, dude, they have this half off calamari. And I'm like, whoa.
I love hearing that because I've gotten a little lazy in my food endeavors. I probably carry out a little too much. So I just save your money. Save dad money.
Because I've been doing the same thing.
Shout out Lil Dicky, yeah.
Yes.
Wow, Rich Homie Quan. Yeah.
Let's talk about it here, though. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he was on the, or he had his podcast. David Montgomery was a guest on it.
That was fun.
So I don't know if anyone tuned in. We didn't have any clips from it, but Jalen, can you throw up this graphic real quick about Amon-Ra St. Brown? This is what David Montgomery said. Did you have this one? I'm sorry. I think that was one of the.
I think you sent this one. I got the one.
Da-da-dun, da-da-dun.
I don't have that one.
You don't know quote one?
Nah.
All right. Well,
If you have it, can you read
it
it
off here.
You
Yeah.
can send it though real quick.
Yeah, read it.
Let me read it off here real quick.
Oh, Ryan Shaw. I know, man. It'll be back soon, Ryan.
So David Montgomery on the show, they asked Amon-Ra asked him. They were talking about him and Jahmyr Gibbs, and they wanted to know, hey, what's your oh, we got it here. You can throw it up there. He said, hey, what's your favorite duo? Like, what duo do you guys feel like you and Jahmyr Gibbs are? And his answer to this, all the people who all had all these different comparisons of Alvin Kamara for Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery himself came out and said, Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara, like when they were in their prime doing their thing.
That's impressive. I'm looking up Mark Ingram's stats from that year.
I'm
There were
pretty
like
sure
2 or 3 years where they were
maybe 1,200 yards, maybe 10 plus touchdowns or something like that. Like they were elite, and that was Alvin Kamara's rookie year that he came in there, won Rookie of the Year, and put up all those numbers. And Mark Ingram was in there as a veteran, and he was like the number 1 back. And the fact that he just came out and kind of talked about that. What do you have?
scored. It's just a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns from each. Like in 2017, they combined for 1,852 yards and 20 TDs, and it just kept getting better. Kamara had 22 touchdowns in one season. He's elite. 13 catches last week too. His first game back, he had 13 catches out of the backfield.
He's got the production,
That's
man.
silly.
30 rushes from Montgomery.
But in an L. Oh, Montgomery's.
I'm talking about Montgomery. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It is a good comp. They're not the exact same players, but just in terms of a little bigger bruising back and more of an electric playmaker who can catch the ball out of the backfield, I like it. I think David Montgomery's a better all-around running back than Mark Ingram, out of Flint, Michigan, by the way.
Yeah.
Shout out Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
But no, I'm so happy with the Lions' moves and the backfield this year. And I love DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. I love what we did last year. But this year, DeMont and Jahmyr Gibbs, we haven't even seen the best of them. And we've seen some pretty darn good games out of David.
Someone did put in here, I think it was Coach Walk said, did you guys see what Eckler said about Gibbs? I have not. I think we
did.
Posted it. Does anyone?
Do you know how to... Actually, should we give away your jersey before? Actually, before the camera goes to you, can you explain what was said? I heard it a couple minutes ago, so I know he was basically saying he kind of tips his runs a little bit.
Yeah, I'll ruin the jersey so they can.
All right, what does the poll say? We got 40 votes. This is pretty even. Coach Carter's number 1. Let's see it.
Well,
let's see it, Jalen.
I got a Degrassi jersey, everybody. So Harvey Graham, Jimmy Brooks, Degrassi jersey.
That's what Drake wore?
Yeah, before the incident happened in the show. But yeah, that's a 05-07 throwback. But to what
love it, Jalen.
Austin Eckler said, it was more so like DeMont's more experienced, so like he wasn't really mad that Jahmyr wasn't getting his usage like that. But he does tip his runs. He said he doesn't really have like that that small little gap where, like, you know, if it's an inside run, they can kind of tell where Jameer's going to go. With D-Mont, he waits, he's more patient, he's more, you know, patenting what he's doing because he's been around for like the last 5 years. So I think what Eckler was trying to say is more so like Gibbs not having that experience kind of, you know, makes him, you know, not as useful as D-Mont, which is fair. Obviously, he's a rookie, but over time he'll get patient. He'll start, you know, tipping the runs, you know, not tipping the runs actually, and like making those small cutbacks. He's faster than D-Mont, obviously, you know what I mean? So just
it's being patient, waiting for the holes.
And, you know, getting experience because, you know, college ball is not the same as the NFL. So.
Yeah. No, that's experience. To hear it coming from Eckler, too, as a veteran running back, you got to imagine that's what linebackers, that's what defensive linemen, they pick up on which way he might be going, if it's a fake, if it's a play action. So it was interesting that he gave Jameer that tip publicly. Yeah. I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it, definitely. I think it was something probably that they were going to probably address, you would think, at some point. Yeah. I mean, if he realized it, I'm sure Scotty Montgomery or someone's starting to realize it, and that's something that they've been trying to focus on and learn from. So I'm glad that that's something that they can kind of work on. I did have here, too, as well. I'm going to try and see if I can pull it up on my computer. We don't have the videos from the exact videos of it, but there was a couple things that David Montgomery, he also talked about on this show. If you guys haven't watched it, it was a great thing, but he basically said his decision to come to Detroit, Broder, and kind of doing that, and he feels like, he said, it felt like I wanted to be in the place and coming into it, and I came into a great situation, and I knew it was the right decision for me, and I'm happy to be here. So that's a guy who, he's already had success the first 4 games. He knows what the culture's like, and if you watch the show too, there was times where they were talking about Chicago a little bit, because Amon-Ra's brother's obviously in Chicago, so that's where David was before, and he hinted a few times, and you could see David make like a face like, when they talked about Chicago and like, is it nice to be in Detroit? And he's like, hey, like you could tell like the culture's night and day difference. The way he kind of,
and as a running back,
that statement there is. And then I know we have a couple more minutes to break. One more quote from it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll bring some videos, but they asked him about Jameson Williams. What have we been talking about? JMO coming back. David Montgomery said, it's going to be electric, man. This is the most high-powered offense I've ever been a part of. And just to add a piece like him, it's going to be insane, and he's going to take us to a whole nother step, he said.
That's from a veteran running back talking about basically a rookie wide receiver.
They broke it down in that video there, and Amon-Ra talked about, they both were like, they saw him at practice this week, and they were like, some of the plays he was making at practice just this week alone, him coming out of his routes, like just everything he was doing there, like this man, he's a different level. So all of you people out there who want to sit here and try and be like, oh, we want to just see JMO do something, he's a bust, he's a bust, he's a bust. These players are on shows talking about how insane and how fast and how good he is at practice right now, that they know that it's going to take this offense to a completely different level. And that's exactly what we've been talking about this whole time. And we always keep seeing these comments like, oh, okay, show us. He's going to show us eventually. You just have to be patient with it. Because if they're coming out from practice saying this stuff, it's true. Those guys aren't lying. They're not just saying that stuff just to say that stuff.
It's like Miguel Cabrera having Victor Martinez batting right behind him. It's just this extra protection. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to get so many more open looks, or at least a little extra space, a little less focus. Not just all on him on this offense now. It's Jameson. It's safeties having to play a little bit deeper so they don't get beat on any play out of JMO or Jahmyr Gibbs. I cannot wait until Sunday. I can't do it.
I'm ready to go, and we're going to preview the game in a little bit. But coming up next, there's some news coming out of the injury report today. I know you weren't at practice today, Broder.
Nobody was.
So did they not have practice at all?
I don't think so. Or it was a light walkthrough.
But there were some people who sat out today.
Yeah.
No practice, limited practice, guys. There's some new news with all of that, and we're going to kind of talk about that. But I'm going to tell you guys about Lady Jane's. So make sure you guys stay around. We're going to talk about the Lions' injuries next. But make sure, right here, I'm looking right at it. Come over to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That is right. No expenses spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Even me, if you want me to come. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
And then what happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? There we go. We're in the little center. You expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. It's the same great service that customers have come to know and trust. It's on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. But also check them out. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today. So find the brand you want at lesstanford.com.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Wondering where the best Lions tailgate is? That's easy. It's Eastern Market, the official Detroit Lions tailgate party at Shed number 5 in Eastern Market. Woodward Sports will be broadcasting live for every home game. We got a 3-star Michelin buffet featuring Chef Ermanni, VIP parking, and even tickets if you need them. How do you sign up? Go to bullseyeeventgroup.com and tailgate like a VIP. That's bullseyeeventgroup.com.
All right, welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner, as always, with Matthew Broder, Detroit Lions beat reporter. He's over there with the Woodward Pistons gear. Just great gear. If you guys don't have anything from Woodward Sports, go on to the shop. I believe actually, too.
That's kind of nice, man.
I believe there's going to be some more things added on to. Look at all the Pistons gear.
I can rack this forward.
No Pistons game
Not that
today,
goofy.
but he's rocking the Pistons gear. I love it.
I'm getting so excited for that season.
I love it. I love it. Make sure you guys go over to woodwardsports.com to go check out the shop there. There's going to be some things I think added that some people are working on right now that is going to be really, really sweet. So I'm excited for that. Make sure to, as well, you guys hit that like button if you haven't already. Smack that like button for us, please, and tell people to come join the show because we're going to have a big show tonight, and we're going to make... We're about to get into some line stuff here. We have the beat reporter as always. We usually start the show off here with the injury report. And today, there were some interesting things on it. And I have some questions for you, Matthew Broder. And I have some things I want to discuss.
Hit me with your biggest, baddest question, Booner.
I've got two.
Hit me with one of them first.
First of all,
the abdomen.
why isn't Amon-Ra St. Brown practicing?
And also,
What is going on?
why doesn't it say toe and why does it say abdomen?
What is wrong?
This is a surprise.
This is insane.
This is a surprise.
I don't like this.
I don't know what abdomen means.
So you guys have not heard anything.
Not on the abdomen. That's
like abs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What?
I don't know. And that's not a good thing. It's not a horrible thing to hear, but abdominal injuries, it's part of your core, your back, your glutes. It all ties together. So when you have something not working right, you just worry about causing more injury in other places. So that's where I may, and I don't have a estimate or a true understanding of like, is he going to play Sunday? If I just saw the toe, if he's just been battling this little toe injury, I would have said there's a 99.9% chance he plays. I think you got to give me one day. I'm going to be down there tomorrow. They got press conferences tomorrow. Dan Campbell speaking in the morning. So we're going to find what?
10 a.m.
10:20.
All right.
So
locked in.
So I'll have more information for you tomorrow. But that stood out to me. It's like I hadn't heard of any kind of abdomen injury.
Yeah, that was the biggest one to me. I just wasn't sure what was going on because we just didn't hear anything. And obviously, like you said, we knew about the toe, and he mentioned that was fine. He would play with the steel plate. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the Lambeau leap he tore. So I don't know what happened, but out of nowhere. Because was he on it yesterday? They didn't actually have down yesterday. You guys just put out there who practiced and who didn't.
Yeah, so we didn't know. But he was running full speed on the sidelines yesterday.
That's weird.
I'm gonna have to go deep diving tomorrow.
Second one I have here is Brian Branch.
Yep.
Well, is he going to be fine? I mean, on the ankle, I know the ankle situation. I heard Spenny say on the heavyweights before that Brian Branch mentioned and said, "Hey, my ankle, like, I've got tough ankles," is what I guess or something he said. Is he gonna be fine, Brian Branch, for Sunday?
So,
or do you sit him and let him
confidence?
rest?
I don't want to say my confidence changed today. My looking at this, I noticed that after Frank Ragnow, it has toe/resting player. I sort of assumed that's the game plan, or that's the plan Amon-Ra St. Brown and Brian Branch were on. I don't know the varying degrees of their injuries, but I do believe that Brian Branch, they're just being extra cautious. They had 10 days, so they're just taking it nice and easy. They're not a team to look ahead and say, hey, we've got the Carolina Panthers coming up. We don't need all of our weapons. But I don't know. This is a brand new Lions team, the BNL, so they could be thinking in advance, like, hey, we got to 3-1. Let's take advantage of this.
Yeah.
Let's maybe pull them back in this game.
It's interesting. Like, do they do that? Because obviously Kirby's limited, so Kirby could be back Sunday. So, if you feel like you can win that game versus the Panthers, and we talked about it last week. I'm a little far off on doing that, just because. And I know the heavies talked a little bit about it. Lucas mentioned, like, hey, maybe you do that. But you're in the NFL, and what is who is it that says it all the time? Maybe it's Neil. I think Neil says every single player on every team, they still drive around in BMWs and Audis and Lamborghini. They all still are NFL players at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They all still get paid a ton of money to play football, and they're really good at what they do. So if you go in there with the mindset of, hey, let's just rest him for another week, even though he's fine, just give him an extra week, we're going to win, we're fine. That worries me.
Yeah.
That does worry me.
And we've talked about it a couple of times this week. Like, the players they've drafted, the players they've filled this team out with, are guys that want to be on the field at all costs. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Brian Branch might be the top two.
Exactly that point. What happened to Brian Branch? He got hurt, went off the field, was in a cart. Do you remember on the Manning cast a couple weeks ago when the Manning saw Aaron Rodgers on the cart, and right away they were like, "Oh, when you see a guy on a cart, bad deal." Brian Branch was on a cart getting carted off to the locker room at Lambeau. And then 10 minutes later, he was getting his ankle taped up, and he was perfectly fine. He was back on the field. He looked a little injured for sure, and he probably should have came off after that. But, I mean, these guys are tough.
Gamer.
Yeah, these guys are tough, man. So I don't know. The Brian Branch and Amon-Ra St. Brown ones worry me a little bit because I just want to see this defense fully healthy again.
I know, and
like, guys are starting to come outside of C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Julian Okwara is coming back.
And again, not to look ahead, but like, this should be a game where you could see another dominating defensive performance. That helps the rankings. We talk all about, and again, this season the rankings really don't matter unless you factor in if they are a top 15, a top 10 defense. We've said that leads to that many more wins. So I would love to see another, a less than 10-point. Game and see them just clear even more space in between them and the next ranked defense.
I agree. Look at the one Andolini Corbin. I don't know how to pronounce that with the one there. I'm just not that smart. But he said we can win without a few of those guys versus Carolina, and may be better for a long late season push to give some rest. See, both sides. I agree with one side. I don't agree with the other. Is a lot of people are starting to, and we're going to talk about this when we do the preview and the kind of early look on the Panthers. A lot of people around, even the network around here, they're kind of looking at this, Broder, as like a automatic win.
Yeah,
it feels like last year when it was like, oh, we're going to go to Carolina, we're going to win easily. They're not that. They traded off CMC. They traded this way.
They're playing as hot as the Lions have been playing all season.
Yeah, but I know they're 0-4, but it's just like, dude, this is the NFL. Look what the Cardinals did to the Cowboys when the Cowboys got caught slipping.
Yes, dude, great example.
You cannot get caught slipping in the NFL, and if everyone's going to sit here, and maybe they do blow them out, and I'm gonna talk about this in this Panthers preview, but I'm just getting nervous hearing everyone talking about blowing them out, easy game. Even
Vegas.
We can even this can even count as a look ahead. We don't care.
Even Vegas.
Yeah. But,
ding, ding, ding.
And guys sitting here who are like Brian Branch, like sitting guys out, different things like that. I'm not nervous, but I just want, Britt from IA any given Sunday, Booner.
I want it.
If a guy can play him. Kirby last week, he obviously wasn't good enough to play. They sat him for this 10-day period, and I think he's going to be fine now. But
I'm really interested to see Emmanuel Mosley.
Oh man.
And I my gut's saying they're not gonna. So Julian Acquire, from the day that they took him off the injured list or the injured reserve, they can put him into like an active practicing position, and I forget the exact name, but they have 21 days from that moment to decide to really truly activate him and take up a roster spot. We'll see if they do that this week, or if they save it, if they save it for another week or two, maybe to get Emmanuel Mosley in. Jamison Williams takes up a roster spot coming back. It'll be interesting to see their strategy. We're going to learn some of these Lions strategies in the next couple of weeks. Hendon Hooker gets healthy. Are they going to use the emergency third quarterback? We don't know these things.
Great. Hey, that's why you're the beat reporter.
I got to ask these tomorrow.
That is a great question
questions.
because not only just Emmanuel Mosley, Julian Acquire just came off the IR.
Yeah.
Next week, Josh Pascal, I believe, has a potential of coming off the IR.
Does he really?
I believe. When was it that he got hurt and got put on it?
Was it week 2?
I think it was week 1, right after the Chiefs game, correct?
Was it going to be possibly like a 2-monther?
Potentially. He got put on it. I don't know what the...
Okay, so he got put on the IR, so it's at least 4 weeks off.
So 4 weeks would be next week. So
yeah,
if it's...
So he's eligible.
Let's say if he's eligible, you got guys, you're going to start doing that. And if anyone knows that... Yeah, so Jesse Adams says week 2, I think. I don't know what the exact injury was. That's something we can look up and we can figure out. But there's going to be guys that are coming off the IR. They're going to be getting roster spots. It's going to be interesting to see how things move around a little bit, shift a little.
Okay, we have good
That's a
players.
great. You need to ask. That's a Dan Campbell question tomorrow.
Which one?
What, like
all of them?
The
just
guys
how do you
coming off the
strategize?
IR. How are you going to kind of move players around? Is there going to be guys that have been making plays that get moved to the practice squad?
Yeah. Is Broderick Martin gonna? When's he gonna? We're gonna see him on the field.
Broderick Martin.
You guys in the chat, ask me some questions. This is actually really interesting to me. Kind of hearing some new perspectives. I can't always get all the questions in the press conference. There's a little bit of an unwritten rule of who goes. At least the first couple. Got to respect Dave Burkett, legendary writer for the Detroit Free Press. Justin Rogers. There's a really good group of media covering the Lions and the Pistons. I've been spending a lot of time with Kool-Aid, and there's some really good Pistons beats too. So yeah, let me know if there are any questions.
Hey,
I can't wait to see some of these new guys.
Coach Walk said, "Why doesn't Booner just go for you? I can go there."
Right?
I'm just kidding.
I get that.
They would probably. I would walk in and they would be like, "Booner."
Just say you have street credentials.
I did. I could probably. Yeah, I'll just walk in.
Say I'm Booner, I never lose.
I'm sure they all watch. Yeah, I'm sure they've seen my commercials.
They've seen you.
They've seen Booner before. They know about Booner. But let me tell you guys here.
That was quick.
It was. Let's go into the break here. I'm going to tell you guys about Big Boy real quick, and we're going to get into this. Next thing we're going to talk about here. This is my favorite segment here. I didn't even put a ton of notes down. I have different things here, but this one I've been excited to talk about is going to be the Detroit Lions All Pros. Who can be an All Pro? So I'm going to tell you guys about Big Boy real quick. There we go, baby. Let's go. Big Boy.
Oh, Big Boy.
Chicken sandwiches.
Chicken sandwiches.
They have everything. Make sure you try the new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. And if you're craving chicken, the Dolly chicken sandwich, or turn up the heat with the Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. You see that one right up there on the screen. Upgrade the fries to the chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. And if you like dessert and you have a sweet tooth, make sure you try the new Reese's Chocolate Peanut Butter Thunder Cake or the Funnel Cake fries. Funnel Cake fries sound good, and that is only over at Big Boy.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Downtown's newest sports bar has 13 TrackMan simulators, certified instructors, and most importantly, a full bar and restaurant. That's 5 Iron Golf. The leagues are back. They debuted on September 11th, the day Aaron Rodgers went down with an Achilles injury. You can compete nationwide for a chance to win a trip to the Dominican Republic. Bring a foursome or sign up as an individual and be placed on a team. You can do this at 5irongolf.com. Use code Woodward10 for 30% off the league. 5irongolf.com.
5 Iron, baby. Let's go, baby. Woodward Nights. Let's go. Let's have a night, fellas. Listen, I'm going to be at the 5 Iron thing tomorrow night, right before Woodward Nights. They did text me. I know it's a scheduled thing, back to back. We're straight from work to 5 Iron back here to work. So it's going to be it's going to be fun, though. I'm doing it with
That's
Jeff.
your healthcare of the team.
Jeff, Lucas, and Gentry. I'll be there from about 5 until about 6:30, and then I'll head back here, get here for 7 to prep and get things ready. So make sure you guys check out 5 Iron. Great place. But welcome back to Woodward Nights, baby. We're here. We're here. Jalen hates when I say baby now, so I say it all the time. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you haven't already. Tell people to come in here and come talk some Detroit Lions. Come talk some Detroit sports, college football. We've got it all. We're going over today.
Literally, we're doing it. We're doing 2 more about the Lions. We're going around the NFL. We got some fun picks to make. College football at 9:15. Around Detroit, we're hitting it all today. I love it.
Yes, we've got everything. So we're gonna start here, Broder.
Yes.
People in the chat too. I want you guys to do me a favor real quick. If you guys can, comment on, throw a comment in there on the players right now that you feel like are on pace to become an All-Pro this season. To be on the All-Pro team, whether it's first or second team. I want you guys to all to comment any player. It could be 3 players, it could be 4, it could be 5, it could be 1, it could be 0. Just throw there in the comments who you think could be an All-Pro this season, if it's multiple or just one. And this is Detroit Lions players. I just saw Ben Delahack put Jordan Love. I don't know if he was talking about All-Pro or if he was trolling.
All-Pro on the bench.
So Detroit Lions players, I want to kind of see there because I have this question here, Broder. And basically the question is how many players right now are there? And I have 3 for you. And I'm going to start.
These are like your 3 choices.
As of right now, who are on track. If they keep playing like they are playing, they're on track to do it. So these are my 3. Number 1, Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson and Jalen, can you throw this graphic up of the FanDuel there that has the Defensive Player of the Year odds?
Got it.
If you guys look at this real quick, this puts into the perspective what Aiden Hutchinson's doing. I know he only has 3.5 sacks. Think about the 2 games he started off with. He's leading the league in pressures right now.
0.0.
He, right now, Broder?
Yes.
He's 4th in the NFL for Defensive Player of the Year odds. 4th.
He's one of those, I know he had 0 in the first 2 games, but at any given game, he could have 3.
He could.
And he's done that before. So I sort of think of Aiden, I expect him to get at least 1 every week. Likely 2, but he's one of those who can go off. I'm not going to say he's going to Khalil Mack and go for 6, but it's like you never know when Aiden Hutchinson's going to just rack up those numbers. It might happen in 1 game and 1 half, but he certainly has the talent and that drive, that motor. That's
the thing where I think with Hutch is the biggest thing with Hutch right now is take away those first 2 games. If he does what he did last week versus Green Bay, to be honest, let's be completely honest real quick, fellas. If Aiden Hutchinson does every single game when he did the first 4 games, though all of those pressures and he just starts turning those into sacks like he did the last 2 games, Aiden Hutchinson is going to be in the running for the Defensive Player of the Year. He's already 4th best odds right now. If he keeps doing this, he's going to be sitting at 16, 17 sacks. He's going to lead the league in pressures. He's going to have pass deflections that he's already leading DNs in. He's going to have forced fumbles, probably an interception, maybe a touchdown at a point. He's going to be in this conversation, and he will be an All-Pro player, in my opinion. He's already top 4 here in the Defensive Player of the Award.
Yeah, he's got to be. He's one of those. He's in my top 2. He's not a lock. Nobody's a lock to get All-Pro, but Aiden Hutchinson, he's definitely has. He's got everything you would ask for.
I have to. And then there's one more Hutch graphic too that we had here. And you're going to throw it up whenever, Jalen, because this is the big one here. Most pressures in the NFL right now. Look at the names that man is sitting with.
This speaks to the motor. Like this. I know this doesn't mean he gets a sack 27 times, but in these first couple of games, he's been leading the NFL in pressures, and that just means he's corrupting their offense. It's wild.
He's getting to the quarterback.
Yeah.
He's putting pressure on the quarterback, which is all you want out of your DNs. He's up there. Aiden Hutchinson, Micah Parsons, Max Crosby. Big gap. Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Aaron Donald, Khalil Mack.
So who were your other two?
The other two that I had, is this like surprising that I have 3 total right now?
No, there are more that are a possibility. That's why I'm interested to see which 3 you settled on.
My second one here, I hope this doesn't shock a lot of people. I don't know if I put, I did end up putting, is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
you
what's
just
wrong
got
with that?
Amon-Ra
I
St.
think
Clown.
he's going to end up potentially having a chance All-Pro. And there's this kind of comparison in stats. Let me get my flannel sandbag real quick for you boys here. Shout out Flannel.
Get it.
Let's just talk about his numbers real quick, the stat numbers. Last season, what did he have? 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns, 106 receptions. He is on track, Broder, for 1,400 yards, over 8 touchdowns, and over 110 receptions. That's all pro. Someone tell me that's not an all pro. That's not an all pro stat line. Because let me tell you what. Guess who was second team all pro last year? CeeDee Lamb. Guess what he was? 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns, 107 receptions.
Wow.
Amon-Ra is on track to beat that. And then if you want to say, okay, look at the next person, Stephon Diggs. 1,400 yards, which Amon-Ra is on track for. 11 touchdowns, little behind, and 108 receptions, which Amon-Ra had last year, basically. So he's right there.
Yeah.
If the Detroit Lions are winning and they go win 10, 11, 12 games, and they're in they have a 2 seed, there's no reason Amon-Ra St. Brown should not be an all-pro wide receiver.
There's 2 spots, right?
4. There's
Four?
two first team, 2 second.
He could slide to the 4th one if we have a good record.
Top 4. You're sitting there. If you have a good record, you're 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns, 110 receptions. That is an all-pro stat line. I don't know who that was in my ear.
It was Future saying sensational.
Oh.
That's a sensational year
You
if
guys-
Amon-Ra St. Brown puts up those numbers, Booner.
You got 2 locks though, right? Like I mean, so he'll
3
be like,
locks.
Well, I'm talking like if he does make it though, because you got Jettis and you got Tyreek, so that leaves 2 spots open for him. I think he could do it if we have like a 12-5, 13-4.
If he keeps doing what he's doing now, he gets it. And I know J-Mo's coming back. That could be an argument. I don't see J-Mo affect. Like J-Mo's going to get his. I think J-Mo affects.
It only helps him, I think.
Exactly. And I think the numbers it's going to hurt is like a Josh Reynolds.
Yeah.
Marvin Jones.
I think Amon-Ra St. Brown will be in that mix at the end of every season. And maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but his consistency, he'll be in the running at the end of the season. It's whether another wide receiver kind of comes out of nowhere and has an incredible year. Like if Brandon Ayuk keeps up and somehow manages to jump.
You did not just say
No,
that.
as an example. That was an example. I'm just saying, like
I'm just kidding.
if some people jump up over, they have sensational years versus Amon-Ra St. Brown's like great year that he's going to have each year because he's so consistent.
Yeah, and like
That made sense.
Puka's sitting there ahead of Amon-Ra right now. By
Well, as
200
of this
yards.
moment, Puka is one of the best in the league, but I don't think he's going to be there.
Yeah, so he's 10th right now in receiving yards. Amon-Ra is. And
Before you give your third, tell them about that post game, pre-game. Pre-game.
Pre-game. Let me tell you guys about the pre-game. Detroit Lions pre-game show, which is a show that I'm on as well. No one ever mentions that. No one ever mentions Booner, but the Woodward Sports Lions pregame show Sundays from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. hosted by the one, the only Hollywood Jeff Ifrady with weekly special guests. This week will be Jeff and Ryan Ermanni. I will be on the Maz chair. We'll be sitting here on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Make sure you guys check it out from 9:30 to 11:30 on Sunday. So do I need to?
You need to give me your third since you have three.
Because how many did you have?
To be honest, I haven't picked who I think is going to get. I have a handful that I want to run by.
Okay.
I have 8 or 9 options. I don't. They're not going to have 8 or 9 all pros, but
They might
there
only
are some
have
guys.
one or
When I read
two.
the names, you're going to be like, you're right.
Okay. Well, my last one here I think is a lock. I gave basically 2 people I think are going to end up. I think 2 out of the 3 of these are a lock. I don't know which 2. I know one of them, and the one that's going to be a lock. And I think everyone in the chat here, if you guys agree with me, throw a thumbs
signs.
up, some type of
West
emoji.
side.
Just fill
Crips
the
and
chats
Bloods.
up with emojis if you guys agree with me. But listen, Penei Sewell finally gets that. Penei Sewell finally becomes an all-pro. This is the year that he does it. Jalen, can you throw up that Penei Sewell graphic real quick? This is the year that he gets it done and he gets that All-Pro. Look at this right now, Broder.
Yeah.
Highest pass blocking grade right now in the NFL. Tristan Wirfs, Trent Williams, and the only Penei Sewell.
Tristan Wirfs is freaking good.
Unreal.
We got to see him in 2 weeks.
But Penei, this is the year that we've all talked about how he's a future All-Pro player. We've all talked about how he's that dude, a future Hall of Famer. This is that year I think he gets his flowers, and it's shown, and it's gonna be very well known that he's a top 4 tackle in the NFL this year.
Facts.
And I that one I think is a lock. And look at all of these. Look at all of the emojis in here. This one is a lock. Penei Sewell will be an All-Pro player this year.
You could make an argument, and we would need to see him for more than one game. We need a bigger sample size, but he could be an All-Pro left tackle. I know I don't know if they separate the two, but he's in the top of the league at both right and left tackle. So gives Brad Holmes a little bit of versatility come contract time for Taylor Decker, because they got Penei Sewell who can just slide right over to left tackle.
I think I sent this to you actually yesterday, but the PFF Detroit Lions account, they tweet a bunch of this stuff out. Penei Sewell this year for the Lions, 138 pass blocking snaps, only 2 pressures allowed, and 0 sacks allowed. 2 pressures and 138 blocking snaps.
Wow.
And 0 sacks.
Yeah, that's impressive.
That's almost perfect.
It's otherworldly,
yeah,
godly, even kingly.
He's on his way to an All-Pro season. I'm glad it's finally happening.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be a little quicker with mine. My locks, and as you were talking, I was sort of finalizing my locks, and I do think there are 3 that are going to get in for sure. That's Hutch, who you mentioned, Penei Sewell, who you mentioned,
Boom.
Center Frank Ragnow. That dude is one, if not the best center in the league. He's top 2 or top 3, and he's playing like it this year, even with his inoperable toe injury. Frank Ragnow is one of the best. And you know what? Right next to him, there's a left guard playing incredibly this year. He's in the top 5 of the league by most of the offensive line metrics. Jonah Jackson. He was a Pro Bowler before he got hurt last year. He's one of those who can keep working his way up. The left guard position isn't super deep. He's one of those who could sneak into that. Jonah Jackson, he's a huge piece of this team.
So you think the whole offensive line?
I don't. I'm gonna.
What if you had to rank them to get in or to be an All-Pro?
Penei 1, Frank Ragnow 2,
Okay.
Jonah Jackson 3.
That's fair.
As we stand today,
the center is tougher though because the center there's only 2.
And he's got Jason Kelsey, who is
so
still
automatically one.
Elite.
So I guess it just depends there.
So I don't think this guy's going to get in. David Montgomery, he's having an All-Pro type 4-game stretch here. You can't deny that.
No. Yeah.
Khalif Raymond isn't having the type of special teams, isn't having the type of impact in punt return that he did last year. But he's one of those. You never know. He gets 2 or 3 punt returns. He automatically boosts himself up there. What about Jack Fox?
That's one I was going to throw out there. I've mentioned it a lot on this show that I feel like Jack Fox might be the best punter in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance that he gets it.
Yeah.
It just depends. It's probably tough for him. I guess. I don't know how the All-Pro works for special teams. What do they do? How many times you get it inside the 20? I don't know the average yards punt, but it's probably tougher for him because last year Dan Campbell was just going for it on 4th down.
Right.
So it's he just is never getting the chance to be able to do it.
Exactly.
Maybe this year, we're going to be up in games more. There's going to be more chances maybe to punt.
Yeah.
I think maybe. Yeah, I don't hate that.
He's so good.
At Lambeau, real quick, I feel like he was misfiring a little bit on those punts.
It wasn't his best game
Yeah.
by far. He had one 39 yards.
Bounce back right now, all the way to All-Pro. I like it.
That was the only time I remembering Jack Fox is not just having a great game. So at him, the last 2 that could make it on the list, Cam Sutton.
Oh, I was waiting for you to say that.
Yeah, there's so many great cornerbacks in the league. I don't think he's going to be there by the end of the season. But he has played like that. And Jeff on the morning show went through a bunch of Cam Sutton stats a couple mornings ago and compared him to Jair Alexander, Tariq Woolen, Sauce, some of the top cornerbacks in the league.
I can't see. He's been great.
Yeah.
Can't see that happen.
Fair.
Hey,
I'm not
bro,
going to
There's
argue.
so many good corners in the league right now. I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen though, because you just named Tariq, Sauce.
Right.
They don't throw to those guys. So he's the best corner, but he has nothing to show for it because no tackles, no picks. But they don't throw to him. He's the best one on our team for me. But
think about the difference he can make when Emmanuel Mosley comes back.
100%.
Who are you going to throw it to?
Easy.
Yeah, so this defense could get really scary. I know this. We've talked a lot about the defense over the last couple of days, so we're not going to get too deep. But my last one, I don't think he's going to make it. Brian Branch is playing like an all-pro.
Yeah,
I just don't think he's going to be a all-pro
not.
rookie.
I saw someone in the
He's such
chat.
a stud, though. He's so good.
I
saw someone in the chat say that too. I was gonna say probably not, but
Is there anyone else before we go to break?
all rookie team for sure.
Oh,
like that's a lot.
that should be a lock already.
Potential, defensive rookie.
You just take the rest of the year off, and it's a lock. But let us know in the chat. We're going to go to break. Let us know, did we miss anybody? I just read off like 8 names. Booner had his 3 locks. So is there anyone
I wonder how
we're
many.
missing?
What team had the most All Pros last year?
That's a good question. Let's find it out.
I have it right here.
Oh, you got it.
Does it start with the Eagles? That's just my first
It does
guess.
not.
That's a
The
good
Eagles
guess.
last year
The
had.
Niners?
No, the Eagles last.
Who was it?
The Eagles had. Oh, wait, actually, the Eagles had 6. Hold on, let me get this.
That's a lot.
So the 3 teams are actually tied for 6 here. The Chiefs had 6, Eagles had 6, 49ers had 6.
Oh, yeah, Nick.
And then the next one was Ravens, Browns, Raiders, Jets all had 3, Cowboys had 3, Vikings had 3. So, yeah, I mean that's a lot. I mean if your team's that elite, 8 guys is a lot.
That is a fun segment. We should do that after every quarter, after every 4 games. Just kind of revisit where the players are at. Yeah, with our report card.
The next time you do it, make sure you go to Dispo.
Yeah, definitely.
Get your brain right after that.
If you want that experience, you want to experience exceptional cannabis, go to Dispo Romeo. It's a team that curates an exclusive atmosphere mixed with fresh inventory from Michigan's largest variety of products. They are the first ever cannabis mall of its kind, conveniently located off of Van Dyke and 32 Mile Road in Romeo. Dispo Romeo is now open late night until midnight every day except for Sunday. Can it get any better than that? No, it can't. Dispo Dispensary, DispoShops.com. They are your local cannabis plug.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football, our K-8 academic.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
How would you like to win a 100K Vegas getaway? You can take your friends and live it up in a city that never sleeps. It's the Syntron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack of Syntron today and enter to win at drinksyntron.com/Vegas. You can also buy Syntron at your local Meijer store. Again, that's Syntron, the healthier energy drink with great taste so you can look good, feel good, and be the best version of yourself with Syntron. Head to drinksyntron.com/Vegas.
All right, welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Oh, there we go. I thought Broder was about to sing a little bit there, but I want to address something too real quick.
Address it.
I don't want people to get mixed up here with All Pro and Pro Bowl because I do like all of these names, but I'm going to be realistic with everyone here. There's a lot of good names in here, like Lee McNeil, Jared Goff, Sam Laporta. You mentioned Brian Branch, Cam Sutton. Oh, there's a lot of names here. There's a lot of people. Let's be realistic here, though.
Do it.
Those conversations, I think, about all of those guys are better to talk about.
Pro Bowl
is a Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
And Pro Bowl is like, there's that difference. All Pro is that like top 3 at your position, top 4 at your position, and not just in the NFC, all of the NFL. 32 teams, you have to be top there. So you could probably, like, I think all those guys you said, all the guys that people are putting in the chat, I think you can make that argument. But I do think that a lot of those names are more so for the Pro Bowl than the All-Pro.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Which I just had to throw that out there because I only came with three. So yeah, and Nicholas Earl said Pro Bowl is a popularity contest. Yeah, I think that's fair to say as well. Pro Bowl, but All Pro is just, that's where it's like an elite class of guys, and it's like very, very, very hard. There's Hall of Famers who don't get in, who only have a couple of All Pros, and that's just the way it is. That's how an All Pro team works. Is like you have to be top 5 or top 4 at your position for that. Nobody said Woodward night should be 3 hours. I agree. If we weren't going so late, I would say we go an extra hour every single night. If they would let us.
I'm down.
All right, here though, fellas. Make sure you guys, if you guys are watching, hit that like button. Tell a friend about the show. Tune in, and just keep bringing your friends here to come to the show and come watch us. Let's grow this thing together. We're a show of the people.
For the people.
For the people. Let's get into this here though, Broder. Detroit Lions versus the Carolina Panthers. Little sneak peek here. Last year, the Detroit Lions went on the road, lost to them 37-23. A little bit. I looked at the yards before the show here. The Carolina Panthers had 570 total yards, and the Lions only had 381. Rushing yard difference last year. If we're just sneak peeking in this game a little bit. Sneak peek. The difference from last year to this year. Carolina last year had 320 rushing yards. The Detroit Lions 48. That was the game. Clear cut, done. That's all. No conversation. The game was you couldn't stop the run. They ran it down your throats. And what happens in football when your run game's going? Time goes off the clock. You can't do anything. And if your offense isn't putting up numbers and doing a bunch of things, you're going to lose that game by a lot of points. And that's what happened with the Carolina game last year. Now the difference this year, Broder, Detroit Lions defense, they've gone from 30th to 4th in rushing defense. Aaron Glenn's changed a lot.
And on the flip side, Carolina Panthers' defensive line has been horrible at stopping the run, and their offensive line has been horrible at defending the pass.
So we're sitting there, we're
protecting.
It's a completely different game. A lot of people are saying maybe we're sitting here, it's a blowout. Let's be realistic. This is the question I'm going to face to the people here. I'm going to frame it a little bit here. Is this a trap game for the Detroit Lions? Plain and simple. Are they looking at, is there potential that they look ahead and this becomes a trap game? Because for some people talking about the game and the fans, it feels like it's turning into a little bit of a trap game.
It does feel like it's turning into it. I want to say no, and I'm going to say no, it's not a trap game because I just don't think they're nearly as good as they were or had. They weren't very good last year, but they had a few weapons, and they were able to win some games. They're not as good, but everything we've been talking about, are we going to hold some of these players back on Sunday because they got some nagging injuries? Are they looking past all this confidence that Vegas has the odds going up that the Lions are going to win? So it's starting to scare me a little bit. It's starting to feel a little too much like last year. But I don't think – I think last year – they've learned their lesson. This is where I think the coaching staff's progression, their development into becoming more savvy, seasoned coaches. I think this is one of those games where they now are going to be able to get their players ready. They had a bad taste in their mouth last year from the Seattle Seahawks game, and they talked about it leading up to the Seattle Seahawks game, and they kind of laid an egg.
Yeah,
you gotta be ready.
That's where I think that it's like I'm starting like I feels like any other game. If the Lions didn't get blown out by the Carolina Panthers last year, I think I would be like, yeah, this is a trap game. Because any other game when everyone's like, oh, you're gonna blow them out, this is gonna happen, and it's like the Seahawks game. Everyone was like, there's no way they lose at home. They're gonna beat them by 14 points. And guess what? And actually, this just popped in my head. You guys are seeing my brain work in real time here. Booner's brain work in real time. This takes me back to week 1. You had a huge win, right? On the road at Kansas City. This week, you have a huge win on the road at Lambeau Field. Everyone's talking about that next week that, oh, it's a revenge game from the Seahawks game last year. It's a revenge game. It's a revenge game. They're going to come in. This is a different Lions team. They're going to come in and dominate the Seahawks at home. Tell me how this doesn't look that much different. I know the Seahawks are a completely different game, but like the lineup, you just are coming off a huge high of a win. It's a revenge game, and you're coming off maybe playing an emotional game because you lost to them last year.
Burgosaurus said you just had a brain blast, and then
I did.
Coach Walk can see the smoke coming out of your head.
Am I wrong though? I might be the first person to kind of put that together. Am I wrong? I think I'm the first person on the network to put that together there, because that's very true. And I am very confident in this football team. I'm confident in Dan Campbell after that Week 2 loss for him to get the guys back on track. I'm confident that they're looking at last year's game and they're like, no, hey, we need to step up and we can't have that happen again. I'm confident that this defensive line is better.
You know
But that's the truth. I just cracked the code there. That is the truth. This is the same thing coming off of Week 1. Exact same situation.
Hey, they got to come take care of business. Do you have the graphic, Jalen, actually, of the 2003 team leaders in that slide? I just want to sort of roll through this real quick, but
The comparisons?
yes,
I got you, brother.
yes. And do we know yet? I should know this of anyone. Is Bryce Young going to start, or is Andy Dalton going to start?
I believe Bryce Young.
I think it's going to be Bryce.
Okay,
Young,
it's probably going to be Bryce. You know, the only thing that worries me is a mobile quarterback. We've done okay the last couple weeks. Jordan Love and Desmond Ridder are not as good as Geno Smith and Patrick Mahomes, but you never know. There's something savvy about Bryce Young. I know he's not having the first overall pick type of year, but I don't know. Look at this. Detroit 26.5 points, 8-24. There is a difference between the two teams.
Look at Broder,
rushing defense.
Yeah, look at our defense there on the bottom left, and then look at their offense up in the top right. So the bottom left, top right, the points a game for the Lions, ranked 13th in the NFL. They're giving up 13 points a game.
Numbers.
The Carolina Panthers are 24th in the NFL. They're 25th in total offense, 22nd in rushing offense, 23rd in passing offense. This is bad. Red zone efficiency, 26. And we're sitting over there at 13, 4, 1, 18, 11. It's just night and day to me, this team. They're way better than they're night and day better than this football team.
Booner, on my side, real quick, I think if the Seahawks game didn't happen, this is where it would be the ultimate trap game, and I think we would be susceptible to it. But because the Seahawks happened early, I think Dan Campbell's not going to let it happen, and they're going to take care of business at home, being 9 or 9.5 point favorites, whatever it is.
That's where I want to clear it up too. Is I don't think the Lions lose this game at all. I just think I saw someone in here a second ago put in there 33-10 Lions, 31-13 Jeff Berg. Shout out Jeff Berg, listener, always in the chat.
Oh yeah,
31-13. It's just I don't think it's going to be a 4 touchdown game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a little closer than we think, but I do think compared to what they did to the Seahawks, they have already had that bounce back game. I just don't think it's a 4 touchdown game. Fireworks, explosive.
It could be either one of those. I saw this stat earlier. I'm going to read it. Eye contact. I'm going to read it though, but it was really interesting. The Lions have faced 80 rushes this season, but have only allowed 27 runs to break 4 yards. So 33% of the time they're giving up a run over 4 yards. That is the lowest rate in the NFL. So that factors into that top rush defense. And we know, although Carolina sort of historically has good rush offenses, they're struggling this year. That offensive line is not playing well. I think Miles Sanders is their starter, right? They're almost the same as the Lions are almost as effective in 10-plus yard rushes allowed. Only 5 of 80 of those rushes, so 6.3. So they're doing what they need to let their secondary have time to cover the wide receivers, because their defensive line is now stopping the run. They can now better predict what the offense is going to do. Everything is pointing in the way. The Lions are doing the things that Carolina is doing bad. So it sets up for that blowout you're talking about. But I do tend to be with you. When you're on the road, even at Carolina, it's not always easy. It might be a 2-score game.
Yeah, I mean,
Philly right now. The Phillies are up 2-0 on the Miami Marlins. Sorry.
Trey Turner has a hit, too.
Trey Turner has a hit?
Yeah, I know.
There we go. We just need a win now. Let's go, boys.
Yeah.
We are, too, at the end of the show here, we're going to give out World Series picks. I did make a bet for the World Series, and I want to make it very well known. I think, we talked about it yesterday, I do believe that the Braves, or actually, I'll save it for the end of the show. Sorry. Well, my bad, guys.
I think the Braves are going to lose.
I literally just sat there and said, we're going to do it later in the show, and I started giving it. But let's go to break here. Is there anything else real quick, though, actually? We'll take a couple more minutes. Was there anything else that you had here?
Honestly, no. I got a lot. We're going to talk more about it tomorrow and Friday. I just wanted to get that high-level feel. I love how you set this up. Is it a trap? How are we feeling on a Wednesday going into this? We're going to dive a little bit deeper the next 2 days.
Last thing for me is Aaron Glenn. I don't know if he's going to speak to the media tomorrow or if
he is.
He will?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm interested in. And I would like you to ask a question and throw it out there. How personal is this game to him?
I love that, Booner.
Because, the Carolina, literally 320 rushing yards to the Detroit Lions 48 last year. That is that's insane.
That's terrible.
That's terrible. I
Just like his
probably could have
swing.
ran for 50 yards last year in that Carolina game. That's what it looks like. 320 to 48, Broder. That is unbelievable. So I would like you to ask that. I know he's probably already touched on it a little bit.
No.
And the players have. We had a clip for it.
And it ruined everybody's Christmas Eve. Come on, let's not remember it ruined the holiday for everybody.
You're right.
Can we play that video real quick? One of the
of course.
Jenna, can we throw up that one of those Lee McNeil videos?
Do whatever we want.
Because
whatever.
Nick did clip them for us,
it
and
all.
we didn't do it.
Yeah, it just weren't being disciplined with our in our gaps and then with our eyes and hands and feet, stuff like that. It was little small stuff that adds up to be huge, obviously. But we weren't disciplined in our. Just speaking D-line wise, we weren't disciplined with our hands, feet, eyes, being in our gaps and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Hands, feet, eyes.
That's it.
Fetishes.
And then Lee McNeil sat up there for that whole. He sat up there for that whole thing, and spoke about that. So
Sure did.
About the Carolina Panthers thing. So I'm confident that they turn it around for this game.
A Lee McNeil All-Pro?
No.
Tell them about Hamlin Pub, where Lee McNeil might be getting a meal tonight.
He will. Maybe I'll go stop at Hamlin Pub, have a beer with the Lee McNeil. But have you ever wanted a bar where you're a regular? We have just the place for you. Head to one of Hamlin Pub's 7 locations and experience where everyone's a regular, whether you're enjoying half-off pizza on a Thursday or game day specials available during all Michigan sports and NFL games. Hamlin Pub is the place to be. Visit the location today and experience your new favorite pub for all things sports. Hamlin Pub!
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Football on the brain. Fall ushers in college and professional football, and this fall has already been awesome. It's also the perfect time to shop for your home and auto insurance. So shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports, and they should be covering you too. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today. That's SwissINS.com, or call 248-800-4177.
Yes, sir, baby. Let's go. Welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner, joined with Broder, Jalen in the TD booth, and Nick in the sound booth.
Let's
Hour 2
go.
here, baby. Let's go. 9 o'clock. We're getting into it around the NFL. Appreciate you all for tuning in today with us. And make sure you guys hit that like button for us, too. Tell a friend about the show. Let's keep this thing growing. Be a friend, tell a friend, let the people know. Tell them about Woodward Nights.
Be a grower and a shower.
Exactly. Shower. Whatever Broder just said. My earpiece went out, so I'm going to act like I didn't hear
That's better that way.
Act like I didn't hear you there. But we're going to go around the NFL. This is
Weird.
kind of a weird segment, a little different.
I like
we're going to
it.
go through the divisions because I believe we picked divisions before the season. But when I was going through kind of the odds for the divisions, there's some teams there that are sitting there at like minus 500, minus 800. So I kind of, Broder, in the chat too, it's going to be a little interaction here. We want you guys to see which divisions are locked up. What is locked up? What's done? If it's not locked up, have we changed our mind on those division winners and what's that looking like?
Yeah. Hour two,
baby.
Woodward Sports.
Let's go.
That's for you, Peaceful Tim. Oh, this is a good one. Phrase this first question because I'm pretty sure I'm on the same page. We're talking locks. Or are we picking the winners?
We're gonna pick one. There's two things. We're gonna pick whether the division's locked up and done.
Gotcha.
And then two, if it's not, who's the winner?
Gotcha. All right, then I'll ask the first one.
Does that make sense, chat?
Yeah. I'll ask the
Makes
first
sense?
one because there's going to be a little conversation about this one, I'm sure. We haven't even prepped on this. AFC East.
Yep.
It's got the Bills and the Miami Dolphins both at 3-1. Let it fly, baby.
Yeah, and do you
Patriots,
have the
Jets.
AFC East graphic there? I think there's two in each one here for the division.
I just might. Give me a second.
While this is happening, I picked the Jets to go to the Super Bowl before the
Who
season.
did I pick come out of that division? Do you remember?
I don't, man. I
Who
don't.
you guys
Probably
got?
the
The
Bills. I do love the
Buffalo Bills, Boone.
The Buffalo Bills and
Go
Josh
Bills,
Allen. And
Orchard
they're right
Park.
now, they're kind of looking. I think they're looking good. They're minus 120. I don't think it's a lock. This is one of the divisions I'm gonna put out there, and I'm gonna say not a lock. I think around the room we
Agreed.
could say it's not a lock right now. Dolphins are still a scary team, even though they won by 20. That the fact that the Dolphins are still sitting at plus 115, it's not a lock.
I think there's a huge drop off after the Dolphins.
Easily.
Like I think it's between Buffalo and Miami, and the other two aren't making the playoffs.
Jeff, shout out to Jeff tuning in. Jeff I Frady, Hollywood. Jeff said, Booner, you went Bills with me.
Yeah, and Peaceful Tim, Dolphins might still get it, 100%.
It's still a chance. I mean, it's still there.
So who
that
you picking?
Dolphins seems good. I'm
It's
still
not a
taking
lock.
the Bills.
You're taking the Bills, but it's not a lock.
Yeah, I'm sticking with I'm pretty sure I had the Bills going to the Super Bowl.
The
so
Dolphins
I'm sticking with
the
them.
Dolphins are running energy. They'll choke end of the year. Or
That's what I'm worried about.
Tua get hurt knowing Miami.
That's what I'm worried about. I'm going to go with the Dolphins to make it fun. The Bills are playing great right now. It's hard to deny that they're going to win it, but just for a little bit of friendly action here at the desk.
All right. Well, the next one here, let's just stick with the one that was just up there, the AFC North. I think this one is a lock, personally.
I do too.
And I know it's sitting there at hold on, let me see. Jalen, can you throw that back up there real quick?
Yeah, I got you. It's taking a long time. I got you, but I'll read it to you.
AFC North, we got the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, and the Steelers. This is one that
Minus
should have
150.
been.
There it is.
Should have been the closest.
They're minus 150 right now, so they're not like completely locked in.
Right.
The Bills almost are better favorites than them.
I just have a feeling about the Ravens compared to how the other teams have looked. Like the Steelers are really disappointing me. The Browns, you can't trust them. That defense looks great one week, but then get destroyed by the Ravens. And the Bengals.
Baltimore is at minus 150. The Browns are at plus 320. Bengals at plus 700, dear God. And Pittsburgh's at plus 750.
Yeah, I'm going to say this is a lock. I think Baltimore wins this division. I'm not a big fan of the Browns right now. They're Ravens 3-1, Steelers 2-2, Browns 2-2. I'm not a big lock on the Browns at all. I'm going Ravens. I think Ravens pull away with it.
Yeah.
Next one here, let's go AFC South.
I got that.
Let's go AFC South. This is an interesting one, Broder.
This is interesting. Every team's 2-2.
Yeah. Every single team's 2-2. This is a division you thought the Jaguars would pull away with.
The Jaguars. Jeff's in the chat, and you're going to go with the Jaguars, aren't you?
Jeff probably will go.
Shots fired. Pew, pew.
Jeff, hey, shout out to Jeff because he said tomorrow's the Commanders-Bears. He said Woodward Nights is way better than the Commanders-Bears game. Tune into Woodward Nights.
Guaranteed. So Jaguars. For some
This is up in
reason,
the air.
I do still think it's a Jaguars lock. I can't believe this division is all 2-2. Crazy. I think the Jaguars got to figure it out by the end of the year. They by far the best roster.
Yeah, I'll say this. I don't think it's a lock for the Jags, but I think that halfway point right there where you see the Titans and Jaguars kind of pulling away with the odds, I think that's going to be the race.
Okay.
Texans are alive, boys. Don't
They're
sleep on the
definitely-
Texans. They just kicked the living you-know-what out of the Pittsburgh
They're
Steelers.
definitely alive, but I just think the Titans always figure out a way. Mike Vrabel, he's just got that where he just finds a way. That defense.
Vrabel. He's a defensive-minded Dan Campbell. Before we move on, actually, we'll do the AFC West since it's up on the screen, and then you'll tell them about the post game. We got Kansas City, the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Broncos. It's
lock.
I think so too.
Chiefs get it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers make a comeback, but Chiefs get it.
Yeah. Yep. Not even close. Tell me about the post game.
I'll never again bet against the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes there. Never. Last year, I was convinced that they were going to have a down year. I thought that division was going to be way better than it ended up being, and I looked so stupid. I looked so dumb.
He just keeps losing players, losing weapons.
Keeps winning.
It's losing
unbelievable.
offensive linemen, keeps winning.
Don't bet against the Kansas City
not,
Chiefs.
ever.
I've learned that the hard way. But let me tell you guys about the Detroit Lions postgame show. That is with the one, the only Tom Mazaway, Sam Stick Day. Make sure you guys tune in directly after every single Lions game. You guys want to tune in with that. Different special guests. Anson's usually on. Lucas, Spencer, Easy. A lot of people on there with the Woodward Sports YouTube page. Make sure you guys tune in to the Detroit or Woodward Sports Lions postgame show right after the Lions games.
Next up, Jen, just put whichever one is easiest for you to throw up there that's left.
I got you. We're going to go to the NFC boys. How about that? We're
like that.
NFC South and NFC West winners.
All right, NFC South here.
Daddy.
Look at that. So we have the...
Yeah.
I don't know what just happened here, boys.
I'm going lock on both of these. So I think
Really?
Tampa Bay... I thought New Orleans Saints were going to be far and away a lock in this division.
Injuries, though.
I'm very disappointed in them.
Injuries.
Very disappointed in them.
If Derek Carr doesn't get hurt, they're winning the division. They're tied for first.
Yeah, they have the best... Oh, Tampa Bay's got a good defense. The Saints' defense is pretty ridiculous. They're great. But I don't know. There's something... What happened?
JT Realmuto hit a moonshot.
Moonshot.
King.
I love Bryce Harper.
All right, back here. NFC
Sorry.
West. I think NFC West is a lock. 49ers, easily a lock.
Yeah.
I do think, though, the Bucs Saints, I think that's a... I even put the Falcons in that still to kind of compete for the division. I still think that this Falcons team can get that done.
Has them. Again, I'm not really a bettor, but plus 200 is very similar to
A
plus
lot of people in
175.
here are saying the Bucs.
Yeah, it's hard to trust.
Baker has been that guy, dude. It's crazy to think. Because at the end of the day, if you really... All right, let's think about this here real quick. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They lost Tom Brady. They still have a good defense. And they still have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and some weapons.
Rashad White, Tristan Wirfs. Their offensive line is good. They have a good offensive line. It's not great. Tristan Wirfs is great. The offensive line's good. The defense is good. Kalijah Kancey hasn't even played yet, I don't think.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. That's a good team, man.
I know.
All around.
So you were asking trap game Carolina Panthers. I think the real trap game is 1 week later when they head to Tampa Bay. Nick will be there.
That makes me really
flex
nervous.
to 425.
That makes America's game of the week. That makes me really nervous.
America's team.
I think the last one we have here is the NFC North and NFC East. I do think both of these are locked in. I think these are both locks. I think the Eagles, and I know the Cowboys are still in this, and they still have a chance there. They're sitting at plus 160. I think they're locked in, and I think the Lions are kind of locked in after that Green Bay win.
I agree. I don't know if I can fully lock in the Eagles yet. And I love the Eagles. You know, I'm sticking with them at 4-0, even though they haven't looked that great. I don't trust the Dallas Cowboys, so I think the Eagles are going to win it, but I got Micah Parsons, man. He's that good. I got to at least put him in the category. That was a moonshot. Holy shark fins.
Booner didn't like when I said it.
Yeah. No, it kind of caught us by surprise, and we were rolling, but that is a bomb. Bomb. So
I got no faith in the
baseball,
Cowboys as well, Broder. Just wanted to agree with you on that one.
Perfect.
Yeah, I don't either. I still think that loss that they had, like I thought maybe there was a chance that it was a new Cowboys team. And then that loss that they had to the Cardinals just reminded me that the Cowboys are the Cowboys.
Yeah,
and they're always going to be the Cowboys. The same old Cowboys.
Yeah.
Let's change that narrative, fellas.
Let's
change it from the same old Lions to the same old Cowboys.
Yeah.
And let's be the brand new Lions.
Yeah.
I would love to change that up there.
It was a nice day. It was pretty hot out today. I think it might have peaked in the 90s, kind of like the Cowboys.
Thank you.
Jesus.
Oh, Broder on fire.
The Lions haven't been so good, so it doesn't really work.
Hitting them, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's move on.
Yeah, I think that's all of them we've gone through.
Yeah.
I do want to see it here in the chat, too, because this is a question I have. Out of all of these teams here, is there one underdog team that's like plus 400, plus 500, plus 300 that you truly think could still have a chance in winning this their division?
That's a good question.
Because there's going to be one. All of these favorites aren't going to, most likely 80% chance, not every single one of these favorites are going to win their division. Who right now that's second, third is going to make, because we're only 4 weeks in. Teams are 2-2. Teams are 1-3. You're 2 games back instead of being at week 14, and you're 4 games back with a couple to play.
I'd have to look at that, but yeah, everyone in the chat, take a look at those odds, and if there's a plus 400, plus 500, plus 300, if there's a team that we didn't even mention that may have a chance to sneak back in, let us know. But for now, Booner, actually, real quick, come on back. We're going to be talking college football, which doesn't make a huge appearance on this show quite yet. But we're going to be going around. We're getting everyone involved in this next segment.
We've got some statements here for that.
So, Booner, tell them about Planet Fitness.
Yes, Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable on their work and their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you will experience squeaky clean gyms that has tons of equipment and full-body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of that just for $1 down to $10 a month, no commitment at all. Now through October 13th, $1 down and $10 a month and no commitment. That is over at Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Fitness.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Brace yourselves, Detroit, as the sun begins to set. 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
When it comes to your pet, don't settle. Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. They've been family owned and operated for over 30 years. They have 13 Metro Detroit locations, 60 brands of food and more, lowest prices, and curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply, give your pet the best at www.premierpetsupply.com.
All right, welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. We are finally back here. We're going to get into a little bit of college football here. We haven't talked college football much on this show. No. 1 or 2 times. The last time we talked college football, I took Michigan as a Walmart Wolverine like Flannel Sam. You see it right there, the M on the shirt. I took Michigan out of my top 4 last week, and I said, challenge the guys. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. While in the meantime, before we do that, make sure you guys hit that like button, please. Smack that like button. Please hit the like button for us. And then we will continue to keep growing this show. Make sure that we're doing more here for you guys.
I'll like you if you like it.
Yeah, Broder will like you if you like that.
Yeah.
Let's go. We love you guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. But college football, let's get into it here real quick, fellas.
You want to revisit your Michigan statement? Are you moving them back into the 4th? Like, where were you headed with that setup?
I am. I'm moving it. I'm moving them back. I'm not eating it. No.
Okay,
never will eat a take. But I'm gonna be honest here real quick.
Okay, yeah.
First of all, JJ McCarthy watches the show. That is confirmed. We know that.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know that, JJ McCarthy watches the show. Jim Harbaugh showed him the show and said, "Hey, listen to what this Booner guy said about the Michigan Wolverines here being at #2 in the country."
See this?
He challenged you guys.
See this? Big fan.
He challenged you guys, and Booner sat up there and challenged you guys and took you out of the top 4. Said, "Hey, you guys need to go out there and prove it." And guess what they did?
Proved it.
They went out there and proved it, and they dominated Nebraska. They beat Nebraska 45-7. Just absolutely ran them off the field. It wasn't a game, and I actually thought that they were going to go to Nebraska and kind of a little closer game. But you know what I'm doing here, fellas?
What?
New top 4. Breaking news. Do we have a breaking news sound?
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Breaking news. The new #1 team in college football is the Texas Longhorns. The Texas Longhorns are my new #1 team in college football. #2. Are you guys ready for this one? The Michigan Wolverines are back in the top 4. Give a round of applause, everyone. Michigan has made it back in Booner's official weekly top 4. #3. The Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia, they
Bulldogs.
almost lost the game to former Michigan State Spartan Peyton Thorne and Auburn. They had to go get a touchdown at the very end of the game, the fourth quarter, to win it. They struggled versus that Auburn team. Struggled. Georgia is not the same after we saw it in that game. Not the same Georgia. It's like same old Georgia. Let's talk about that. Same old Georgia. Number 4, though, in my rankings.
What they are is SOB, same old Brock Bowers.
They are.
It's Brock Bowers is good.
I'm gonna throw this out there, though, fellas.
Beast.
I dropped the Pac-12 out of mine.
What?
Did you now?
Pac-12's out of my top 4. Ohio State, number 4.
OSU.
I have 2 Big Ten teams in the top 4 right now.
Okay.
Am I crazy? Chat, I want to see your guys' top 4. Throw your top 4 in the chat real quick. Let's see what your guys' top 4 looks like.
I'm going to be honest. My top 4 is exactly the same as it was last week.
What is that?
I don't think Georgia did enough to just get him to be taken out of the top spot.
How?
So they had a tough game and they didn't play as well.
They didn't do enough to stay in the top
Yeah, they
spot.
didn't play as well, but they've done enough over the last 3 seasons to earn it. They still have Brock Bowers, who might actually be the best. Well,
I'm going to stop you. You said the last 3 seasons. This is a brand.
You're right. And that's why I'm not arguing with you. I like to stay like the Eagles. I still have them as the number 2 team in the NFL. They haven't looked as good as the Dolphins, as the Bills, but they're 4-0. They deserve it. So I have Georgia, real quick. Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Washington.
I had Washington at 4. They're at 5 now for me.
I do.
They were at 4 last week for me. I just put them at 5. I just think Ohio State. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rankings change.
Yeah, I want to hear your guys.
Some of the lists here. I'll read a couple in the chat here. Jeff Berg said 1 Georgia, Texas 2, Michigan 3, Washington 4. That kind of looks like mine last week, except I had Michigan or Ohio State where Michigan was. Denver Blair, USC, U of M, Georgia, and Texas. So he has Pac-12 as well there.
USC's so good, but their defense is so bad.
Nobody had a good one here. Toledo, UConn, New Mexico, and Wake Forest.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. Coach
UConn's where George Springer went to college.
Shout out George Springer.
Yep.
What a pull.
Struck him out.
Coach Walk always has a good one. Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Oregon. So he has 2 Pac-12 teams in there.
Oregon looks great.
They do.
Bo Nix is a stud.
What are you guys' top 4 in the booths?
I got Michigan, OSU, Georgia. Yeah, I got Michigan back at number 1. I really don't know what they've done wrong besides outscore teams 172-30 this year. It's like I know they're not playing huge competition, but they're saving it. They've been here before the last couple years. They have 2 games on their schedule. It's at Penn State. It's at OSU. Michigan's going to cruise through this until that Penn State game, and I can't wait for it. And even the MSU slaughtering that's going to be coming up. But I think Michigan really proved themselves against Nebraska. What are you looking at, Jalen?
Man, I'm going to go
Colorado, number 1.
No, Colorado.
Colorado State, number 2.
Please, chat, don't get at me today. I'm going to go Michigan, number 1. Michigan's number 1. They haven't had a bad, game. Georgia versus Auburn last week, watching that game was like pure hell because Peyton Thorne was looking like a monster, quote unquote, even though he didn't do much. But I'm gonna go Michigan number 1, Georgia number 2. My number 3 is Texas. I'm a Texas dude.
Quinn, baby.
They could be number 2 to be honest, but I'm gonna go Michigan, Georgia, Texas, and Washington in that order. But Georgia could be number 1 because what are you gonna say they haven't done? You know what I mean? They haven't. They're back. They may 3-peat. You know what I mean? So. I don't know. I'm gonna go with that's my 4 though for sure.
Was that a Lil Wayne reference?
Not if Michigan has anything to
Carter
do with
3,
it.
By the way, that's Lil Wayne right there, man. Yeah.
I know this big game coming up for your guys.
We're keeping a track of how many show streaks that they say something about Lil Wayne and Carter 3.
Oh, Coach Walker just
three
he took my whole. He just took my top 4.
I want to put something out here real quick though. Want to address something on the show. Someone in here had their national championship picked, and they lost this weekend, and their season's over. They have no chance of being
It was a top 4. It was a top 4.
Top 4, sorry. Woo.
Utah
got dominated by Oregon State. Dominated. And I sat in the room over here with the person who sat there and looked me dead in the eyes and said they're a top 4 team this year and promised me that. And I sat in the room over there with that man and watched the downfall of Utah football with no camera. Everything was going bad for this man. Nick,
you stick by your winners and you stick by your losers. Cam Rising never played this season. That's what was wrong for the Utes. I thought he'd be back by now. He was not. Cam Rising let me down this year. There's no Utah magic like I thought there was going to be. They had great odds going into it. That's why I kind of liked him as a sleeper. Great defense. Just didn't go the way I wanted it to, and the Pac-12 stacked. Those L's are going to just keep stacking if Cam Rising isn't in.
Good job.
Yeah,
and it's a sad day.
Good job on picking a loser, man. That was great.
You can never pick a former Urban Meyer school. It's why Michigan State should not even be thinking about Urban Meyer. He leaves every program in shambles.
Yeah, no, but they win a national championship though.
Yeah, whatever.
They might win a national championship.
Then he'll move on.
Yeah, exactly.
They're making fun of Prime now.
That's
Look what
fine.
you did, Broder.
They're making fun of Prime.
Yeah, man. Someone said I can only go so far being a Prime fan. That hurt.
Massive game coming up, boys, in college football.
Yeah.
Texas and Oklahoma. I know Booner and Jalen love Texas, Broder. I'm not sure your thoughts on it. But this is a massive game for Texas.
Man, please.
If Texas is officially back.
Man, cut it out.
They went to Bama. They won. What are your guys' thoughts on this game? Just first impressions.
The Red River rivalry?
It is.
Say that 10 times fast.
Texas wins. It's over. Texas wins.
They cover?
I don't know what the spread is. They just win that game. There's no way Oklahoma wins that game. Zero chance.
They got blown
Texas
out last year by 40 something. You think they're pissed?
Are we in Austin? with that?
Yes.
It's in the game's always in Dallas, if I'm not mistaken, fellas.
Texas is the best team in the country. Let's just get that straight.
They're way better than expected.
Texas is the best team in the country right
Twin
now.
Ewers looks
They just
good.
played a top 25 team and dominated them by 20.
Well, technically, he got hurt in the second quarter.
They still down. Texas is the best team in the country
hurt, man.
right now. Texas will go roll anyone. I just have that. I just feel like they're just that good right now.
Oklahoma can score though. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Oklahoma can score in bunches. Like Gabriel's looking real good this year. Texas is looking real good too. But it's all whenever those two teams play, some BS always happens. But I think Texas will probably win maybe about -8.5, -6.5. Maybe it might be a one-score game, but I don't want to count out Oklahoma because I mean you know how those games usually go with those guys.
Hey, remember who was it that said that Bama was going to win that Texas game?
Your boy, 0 for 2 on those picks.
You're killing us.
So
Nick.
all right, so MPWMSU has Texas -6.5, a lock. Do we get the Booner vote of confidence on Texas -6.5?
I'm not putting my name on
Man, punch
anything.
that.
Right
Not
now.
locking it in yet.
Punch it.
I need to see. I need to see
Punch
it.
it. I'll take the blame for that one. Punch that.
I haven't looked. Friday.
Okay,
we'll have
Jalen
picks.
saying it. Yeah, make sure you guys check back in Friday. We'll have all the Booners locks for you guys.
Yes, sir. We will.
Booner, there's a question you put in our prep, and I really like it. I want you to phrase it to the crew here. Okay, I will.
Which one is it?
It's which top 25 team loses this week? Do any of them have a chance of being upset? Or it might actually not be an upset, but a top 25 team goes down?
If I had to pick one, I'll go first here. If I had to pick one, number 11 Alabama goes on the road to Texas A&M.
Wow.
I don't know. Obviously, there's top 25 matchups, and there's going to be a loser in those matchups. But if we're talking about an unranked team to lose to a ranked team, I would have to go Texas A&M. I don't know. That's just the closest one I have. That's it. Texas A&M. They beat Auburn at home 27-10. They beat Arkansas last week 34-22. I'm going Texas A&M. I'm going out on a limb here. Bama gets their second loss this weekend.
Nick?
They always choke, and they're going to choke again. The Longhorns go down to Oklahoma. I'm sticking with my take. I don't believe in this team. Texas is not back. I'm doubling down on it. They get upset by Oklahoma in the shootout.
You gotta stop.
Longhorn. Usually you choke on a Longhorn.
Texas Longhorns? Longhorn Steakhouse.
What about you, Jalen?
I got two. I'm going to go with Oklahoma. They're going to lose. They're going to lose. Top 25, right? They're going to lose by like a touchdown or so. But my hot take, though, this is going to sound crazy because I just picked in my top 4. Georgia's going to be in hell playing against Kentucky.
Yeah.
You think they're going to lose to Kentucky?
I agree.
They're not going to lose, but it's going to be hard,
Kentucky's
man. Kentucky's
good.
hard-nosed, dude.
Kentucky's
See, Joe
good.
Westfall gets it. Kentucky's hard-nosed, man. I think it's in Athens, though, but It's going to be a tough game for sure.
If it was at Kentucky, I might actually pick
The
Kentucky.
spread for sure, at least.
They've been nothing without Josh Pascal.
15 points, you get 2 touchdowns. I'll probably take that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with number 13, Washington State, losing to Dante Moore in the UCLA
Shout out little
Bruins.
homie Dante, man. King High School, Detroit, Michigan.
Yes, he's a stud. He hasn't even been their starting quarterback all year. I hope he stays in that game. But yeah, Washington State loses, and I think that'll do it for college football, eh? But when we come back, we got 2 reads to do for you right now. When we come back, we're gonna go around the mitten. We're gonna go inside Detroit, around all over Detroit. We're gonna hit on some Pistons, some Red Wings, some Tigers, some Detroit Lions, of course. But Booner, first, tell them.
Yes, Guardian Alarm, customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. That is technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's proven to work, and people who have been proven to care. Make sure you call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Also, Feldman Chevrolet is Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer. I leased my car from Feldman Chevrolet. They have 18 locations, so there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you, because since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. So catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, check them out.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists, and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, dry-aged beef, and Wagyu beef. You can experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. You just got to go visit their steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. They got grab-and-go steaks.
Beautiful.
Ryan Ermanni is the #1 supporter of this place. I still got to go check it out here. It's amazing. But go ahead and order them online if you can't make it in the store at fairwaypacking.com.
All right, welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner, and I'm over there. Look at Matthew Broder right there next to me, Detroit Lions beat reporter. Appreciate you guys all tuning in here, sticking around late at night. I know you guys probably eating some dinner, hanging out with the family. Yeah. Just watching the Woodward Nights. Throw it on the TV here. Make sure you guys let a friend know about it. But
tell a friend, be a friend.
We're gonna get into here. We have a new segment here. We're gonna kind of put out there.
I'm
we're
excited
gonna do
for
this. Yeah, we're gonna do this every couple days, kind of here and there throughout the season, because especially during Lions season, there's gonna be Pistons, Red Wings things going on. So we want to kind of do something for all the other sports throughout the week.
Literally going on during our show too.
Yeah. So if there's a Monday where there's big news and we could talk about it, we're gonna do it during this segment about 9:30 every night, and that is Inside the D.
Inside
the D.
This is fun.
Detroit sports here. So today, what we're doing, Broder, ranking the Detroit sports team's young talent.
So what we're going to do, we're going to rank the teams, Lions, Pistons, Tigers, Red Wings, but we're going to rank them by their young core.
Yes.
And we sort of, on our own, we figured out we have a little different barriers to what we consider the young core. They're all going to be pretty similar, but it's young cores of these teams, not the veterans. We're not factoring them in. So basically the future of these teams, Lions, Pistons, Red Wings, Tigers. Do you want to kick it off with your number 4 team, Booner?
I'll go 4. So number 4, and we might have the same one. I have the Detroit Red Wings at number 4.
Wow, we don't have the same one.
Really, yeah. I think they have young talent, and I do believe this year they make the playoffs. But when you just stack up their talent, like their young guys at least, because they do have a lot of veterans that they went and got. So when you look at just their young guys, Larkin, Raymond, I even threw DeBrincat in there. Smo Sider, like, I don't know, dude. Like, the Tigers have a ton of dudes. Pistons have. I love the Pistons young core. These guys. We already know the Lions young core. Red Wing. I didn't know who to put 4.
Don't feel bad.
It sucks because you have to put someone at number 4.
Yeah,
it's like
we're not giving out participation trophies here, Booner.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4. The Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah, that's okay. They can prove you wrong. I have them at number 3. I'm a huge fan. They got Marco Kasper, Michael Rasmussen, Lucas Raymond, Mo Sider. They got these young pieces, and you pair them with. You brought up DeBrincat, right?
Yes, I did.
DeBrincat, Dylan Larkin. They're young veterans. DeBrincat's what, 25 years old.
Young guys still.
See, I sort of segmented mine. I was looking at like 24 and under. That's just what I did personally. But you go to 25, DeBrincat, Dylan Larkin's 27. Fabry, he's 27 too. Jake Wallman. I like that.
And they have the only rookie of the year out of the whole entire Detroit sports landscape of young stars. The only rookie of the year in Mo Sider.
Should have been
Calder.
Cade Cunningham.
I agree.
Is that Scotty Barnes or
Scotty Barnes?
Yeah, dude, that should have been.
Should have been Cade for sure.
Anyways, but I have at number 4 the Tigers. The Tigers.
Okay. And they have so many dudes though, man.
They have so many dudes, but that's why it is difficult to do this list. But there are so many dudes that are so far away from being in the big leagues. Like there's so much that can happen between single A and high A and the majors. But I do like.
Can I guess your number 3 is the Red Wings?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I said that a minute ago.
I think it's interchangeable then for those two.
This is the one I probably had the hardest time on. Actually, I'll tell you what I was thinking at the end of this, because I thought my number 1 was going to be someone else, but it's not. But yeah, Tigers. What was really hard to accept is that the guys that are major league ready, we're talking Torkelson, Riley Green, they've been playing great. Parker Meadows.
Yes.
You got Casey Mize, Matt Manning. Reese Olson's coming back. And Terry Skubal might win a Cy Young. He's Cy Young potential.
They have
It just
dudes.
depends. Yeah, dude, they have dudes. So I don't. You didn't say your number 3. Am I?
My number 3 is the Tigers.
Yeah, so I
that's
can
why
accept that.
It's like I feel like I know the rosters are different. Everything's different with different leagues. I just feel like they have more dudes.
Yeah,
Red Wings to me are going to make the playoffs next year. I think the Tigers make the playoffs next year and win the division. I think they both are playoff teams.
The Tigers have the easiest route of all, except for maybe the Lions. Of all these teams, the AL Central is trash.
Like they're stacked right now, and they're starting to do a good job of having young guys come up. So
I went Tigers. You went Red Wings. At number 3, I went Red Wings. You went Tigers. Who's your number 2?
Do we have the same number 2?
On 3. Say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Pistons. Yeah.
Let's go. Detroit Pistons. Which crazy to me to think, though, that I put them at number 2. I just thought of this. Is because I don't think they make the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
But my 3 and 4 do. And I don't think that has anything to do with, like, we're talking young core and young talent. Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, Ivy, Marcus Sasser, Beef Stew, Asor Thomas, James Wise, like they have dudes, and you add in the coach that they like. Oh my gosh, I love this Pistons team. In the next 2 or 3 years, like not this year, next year they're in the playoffs. The next 3 or 4 years they're competing for the Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
I fully believe that. I fully believe that this is a 35-win year, and then they make that next jump next year, that huge jump, and Cade Cunningham becomes that dude.
Cade Cunningham is that dude.
He starts putting himself in that. Remember when Jason Tatum took that step with the Celtics, to where they were like kind of like average right there, and then all of a sudden Jason Tatum just flipped that switch, and he became the Jason Tatum we all thought he was going to be.
Yeah.
And he's been like, he hasn't won. Like,
I know what you're saying. I'm not a huge Jason Tatum fan, but I
that
100%
step that these young guys take. I think this is Cade Cunningham this year, to where he takes that step, and it's like it pushes him over the edge to where next year it's like, all right, it's all gas, no brakes.
Yeah, no, it's hard. When I sat down to do this, so this was the story I was starting to tell in the last one. When I sat down to do this, before I like really thought about it, I thought for sure that the Pistons were going to be number 1. I'm obsessed with Cunningham, Duren, and Ivy. And Asar Thompson. Like, it sounds so good to me. There's just something about it, this team, and they even have more young guys.
Did you have the clip from Kool-Aid today with Asar?
I do.
Can we play that? We're talking the Pistons
that
real
would be
quick.
Fantastic. There's one, he's talking about his versatility, his role on the team.
I'm sorry, we're talking
no,
Pistons.
That's a great idea.
Like, I love that clip. Kool-Aid does such a good job. I love that clip.
Yeah.
Media day, you spoke to versatility, being able to play the 1 through the 4. Is there a position that you prefer the most? Or a style of play?
I
just try to do what I got to do for the team. You know, whatever position they put me as. That's. I mean, I feel like basketball, the way we play is almost positionless. I don't even feel like there really is a position. So, you know, my position is basketball play. Just go out there and hoop.
Just go out there and hoop.
Just go out there and hoop, man. I love Asar Thomas. I love him. That's such a good pick. I love it, dude.
It seems, although we haven't seen many clips of the players talking, it seems like they're following in the footsteps of Troy Weaver and Monty Williams in terms of how they talk. It's very calm. It's very
We're going to see some highlight plays out of the Pistons this year. I don't know if you guys remember Summer League, but the reverse alley-oop by Thompson, that guy's got some springs in his shoes.
What does it start off on, too? The defensive end. He has that, and you look at championship teams like that. Drew Holiday, when they won the championship in the Bucks, he could go get a bucket. That man locked up though, dude.
Locked up,
and that's
like
where
Akon.
I feel like he turns into something like that, like a
I got it.
defender.
Number one, the Detroit Lions. Dude, they're players under 24, and I'm going to just read this really as quick as I can. It's insane. Brian Branch, Jameer Gibbs, Kirby Joseph, Laporta, Penny Sewell, Jack Campbell, Antoine Green, Aiden Hutchinson, Ali McNeil, Colby Sorsdale, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Derek Barnes, Stephen Gilmore, Broderick Martin, Ifido Melifonwu, James Mitchell, and Malcolm Rodriguez.
Thanks for getting me hard, JB.
Yeah. Bricked up. That's an incredible. Those are all under 24 years old.
It's just. Did you say Panay?
Yeah, Panay is 23. No, Panay's 20. No, he's 22.
He's about to be an All-Pro.
Kirby, Laporta, Panay, and Jack Campbell are 22.
How many All-Pro players this year from at least my list?
10. Oh, so you had Hudge.
I had 3 guys.
You had all 3. Hudge,
all 3.
Panay. Yeah, dude.
That's the talent, baby.
Dude, they're gonna find some. They're gonna find some real estate in Canton one day, aren't they?
Oh, one of them will.
And the Mark White minute listing agreement is going to help them get there. Because when you're buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? That's exactly what you can do with the Mark White and Associates minute-by-minute listing agreement. Looking to buy or sell real estate, visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. Again, that's markwhitesells.com, where flexibility makes success.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Just in time for football, Glorious Cannabis is dropping a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good. It's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. It's a gassy, aggressive strain named in the honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you are missing out. So smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% out. Check us out online at www.glorious.com.
Music. Make plays both ends. But in particular, Monte and Killing is a guy that can make plays both ends. But in particular, Monte is a guy who has a historical body of work to be able to play with the ball and off the ball. In Denver, he played off of it more because of Jokic.
last year they played him son as a primary ball handler, and he's a guy that he understands how to play. He can settle the dust when things are getting a little out of hand. I think he can do that.
All right, welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Hey, that was awesome there. Shout out to Nick for hitting those drops there.
It was so.
Can we get that real quick, Glorious? Glorious. That's unreal.
It was epic. We were we had a little mix up there with the read. We were celebrating when Nick did that at the end of his read. We went nuts and we just got a little turned around. But thanks so much for being with us tonight. Woodward
awesome.
Nights with Booner and Broder. Please hit that like button. We just got a couple more minutes here. We're coming down the final stretch. Just gonna do a few quick baseball things real here, and then we're gonna hit mailbag.
Yeah, and shout out to Kool-Aid too. Kool-Aid killed it at not media day today, but practice out there at practice.
We just went right into this after that. Detroit Kool-Aid, Brandon Dent. He's a Woodward Sports Network beat reporter and beat writer.
Dominates.
He does it all, covers the Pistons for us, and he's great.
Best in the city, man.
He's building up a really good reputation with that team. Go follow him on Twitter. Follow Woodward Sports for all your Pistons needs.
Real quick, Dominator said the Stones, Tigers, and Wings are all similarly mid. Wings last is still massive disrespectful from Booner. Dominator, someone had to be last.
Yeah, and it was just the core. I actually think the Wings are going to be better than the Tigers and the Pistons.
The cores are a little bit bigger to me with different teams.
Yeah.
I've said it 100 times. Red Wings will make the playoffs this year, and they have a chance to make a run.
Yeah.
You get in the playoffs, you can make a run. I think they have a team to be able to do that. Yeah. I just, if you full core from here to there, I think those other teams have a bigger young core. But team overall, I said they have veterans. They have those guys, older guys, who are able to help them out and make that team that much better.
100%.
But we're talking about 24, 25 and younger, 26 and younger.
100%. And Denver Blair, I really appreciate that. Broder and Kool-Aid are inside plugs. We need someone for Tigers and Wings. Michael Gentry. BMG.
Friday.
He's our Detroit Red Wings beat writer, and he's going to be on the show with us Friday. We're going to get his Lions picks, and he's going to get us ready for the season opener next week. So we do have a Red Wings beat writer. We don't have a Tigers.
I am working,
so if you're interested.
I'm working on, I've already told you guys, I'm getting someone on the show. If anyone knows anyone named Dan Hasty. Working on that, reaching out to him. So maybe we'll get some Tigers more on the show. Hopefully next week. That'll be next week if we can get them on.
So guys.
But some baseball here real quick. The world playoffs are on the screen right here.
They are.
We can go around the room and kind of give our picks here for the World Series. I want to make a statement too with it. I did put 2 bets on here for the World Series, and the bets that I took, I kind of just went value on them. I didn't want to go like the top 4 teams. I kind of wanted to look at like lower ranked teams. So I want to get your guys' opinion on this. So what do you guys think here? Is there a chance at all? Phillies 10-1 plus 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, you got that before the game. My bad, Jay. It's already down to plus 800.
Yes, plus 1,000.
Yeah, that may happen. I did it last year and almost got lucky, but yeah.
I'm just looking for like if I can get one team in the World Series at like a good odds, and then I also did on the other side. I did the Baltimore Orioles plus 700.
Yeah, Orioles are good. Orioles are solid.
Rushman.
Phillies up 3-0 now, best of 3. They're up 1-0 in the series, so it's looking like they're going to advance.
I keep hearing though. I know Jalen told me yesterday, and everyone that I've talked to, like at my other job, everyone here is like the Braves are that team, and this is their year. So I do still feel like if it's like that, it's like that one year, like the Warriors. It's like they're going to win it.
The Braves are special.
That's kind of how I feel with that.
The Braves are super special.
But if I can get like the Orioles, Braves in the World Series and just sit there and sweat out an Orioles bet for plus 700, give that to me all day, boys.
Yeah, boys.
Yeah, Orioles are fun. Super fun this year. A great story, probably the story of the baseball season, but you can't go against JV and the Astros. They've been there before. They've won it twice, one cheating, one not cheating. And I think they get the 3-peat this year with that core. Yeah.
Wow.
Lil Wayne, baby.
Wow. Would it be a 3-peat? I thought they did.
Wait, didn't they win it recently?
Back to back. Yeah, it would be back to back.
Yeah,
I don't think they won 2 years ago, though. I think that was the Braves, actually.
Yeah.
I think it was Braves. Little baseball going through Booner's head right now. Let's go.
They have Freddie on that team still, Broder, and then Freddie went to LA, you know?
That's right. I love that lefty swing. But Jalen, MLB playoffs, what you thinking?
I'm a Phillies dude, man. So, like, you know, I will hope to see them, you know, make it far. But they're not healthy. But to be honest,
can you ride the bet with me?
I'll bet it. But
Let's go.
I know the Braves are gonna win. Like, it's set in stone. Like Strider, you know, Max, all those guys over there, dude. Acuna, Albies. Like, it doesn't. If they don't win, it'd be a very like disappointing year because they're all young and they're locked in for the next like 4 or 5 years. So I'm all on the Braves. They're not gonna choke this year. Do they do? I mean, hey, but I don't.
If they do, it's gonna be to the Phillies, baby.
They build that roster so incredibly.
So crazy,
locking up
bro.
Austin Riley early.
I forgot about him and Matt Olson.
They get these guys, they like them, and they sign them to long-term extensions before they really hit their prime. So they seem like $100 million, $150 million contracts, maybe a little too early. They're panning out. They trust in their development.
Acuna has a very bad contract, Broder, by the way.
A bad one?
Acuna.
It's like a very mid-level contract.
But so it's team friendly. Bad for him.
It's very bad for him, but good for the
40-70?
Yeah.
40-70?
Yeah,
insanity.
crazy.
I'm going to tell you about the Woodward and Maine show real quick before we get to mailbag, before we get to Booner's read. But every Tuesday at 7 a.m., 7 to 8, and Sunday from 8 to 9, got Woodward and Maine. I'm going to be, it's our Lions Insider Show with me, Gabrielle D. Phillips, and Terry Foster, the Detroit sports legend. We talk all things Detroit Lions for an hour. Game day, we're going to be talking Carolina Panthers, getting you ready for that game. Then on Tuesday morning, we're going to have a recap of that game. Started off the next one. So, Academy of Warren.
And at Academy of Warren, they have a brand new state-of-the-art Sports Stone Fieldhouse as a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field. Also can be used for 7-on-7 football with grades K through 8 that features AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and K through 8 athletics. They are now accepting new enrollment. Go to theacademyofwarren.net.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
All right, calling all landscapers, Outdoor Equipment Company, baby. Listen to this. Outdoor Equipment Company is the home of Woodward Sports equipment. Make sure you guys, landscaping equipment, everything Woodward Sports. You guys need to go to Outdoor Equipment Company for all of your power equipment, playground, man. Everything you have, weed whippers, tractors, snow plows, anything that you need, Outdoor Equipment Company has it all. Make sure you guys go over to OutdoorEquipCo.com to get all of that. Again, that is OutdoorEquipCo.com where they have it all.
Coming down the wire.
Yes, baby. Let's go. Woodward Nights.
Howdy.
Let's finish the night off here. We're going into mailbag. Appreciate you guys all tuning in with Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Listen, we need all of you guys to hit that like button for us real quick. Let's get over 100. Let's get to 125 before mailbag for all the people here. See that helmet right there? I'll put that helmet on and I'll go hit.
You won't.
Crown down, I'll get Broder there.
Crown down.
Yeah.
Go.
Flag.
Targeting.
Appreciate you guys all tuning in though. Let's get let's get mailbag going right away. First of all, Peaceful Tim said Booner has never been allowed to touch the equipment. Don't worry, chat. Hey, I used to one of my jobs growing up was the chainsaw. Helping my stepdad cut some trees. So hey, got a little bit of experience. You saw D-Mac with the chainsaw on the thing.
And Benito Jones.
That
dude can cut a tree.
Booner, Benito Jones, Darren McCarty. Book it.
That's a modern day grind line.
It is, baby. That's a good trio there. Here's one. Name is Suspenseful Habits. That messed me up. Will the Lions make a big move before the trade deadline? Off the top of the head, no.
Yeah,
I still think they save that money for contracts.
Was the question a big move? Yeah, I don't think so.
Me neither.
I don't know.
Depends what you state as a big move. Like a Max Crosby, that's a big move. Don't think they do it.
Move.
Yeah, don't see him doing those big moves.
No. Mailbag from Joe Westfall. J-Mo got help from the Pistons. Is that legal? So, the rumor...
is that true? Did we...
not confirmed.
Okay.
Not confirmed.
We should figure that out.
Coach Walk told me to ask him in the locker room tomorrow. I don't know if it's legal or not. If he did it...
Different
I'm not saying
organizations.
he did. If he did it, they had to have found out that it was legal. Otherwise, they wouldn't have messed around
Well,
with
just
this.
think about it. Let's just break it down real quick. 2 completely different organizations, right? Completely different.
There isn't a picture of Brad Holmes and Troy Weaver just hanging out at practice.
But there's GMs together always.
I know.
So it's 2 different organizations, 2 different owners. I bet you if the Pistons hit me up right now and they're like, and they were like, "Hey, Booner, do you want to come train at our facility?" That's not illegal, right?
I don't think so. As long as they're not sharing information. First off, it seems silly that he can't use the Detroit Lions medical team.
2 different companies, 2 different organizations there.
We'll see.
What is it? What was that?
No, I was just making.
2 different. I was like, oh no, what's happening?
No.
Mailbag. Do you believe Kirk Cousins is a top 3 quarterback?
No.
Or Stafford top 10?
Yeah.
And does Jalen Hurt not get enough respect to be a top 5? Denver. This is that conversation from the morning Woodward show.
Oh, okay.
So they had their top
today.
10. Lucas had Jalen Hurts in his top 10. To me, right now, I had him at 11.
Yeah.
How is he out of the top?
He's
7?
4-0, but every single quarterback statistic category, he's outside the top 12. Every single quarterback stat. Every single one. Passing yards, passing touchdowns, interceptions.
Except Dubs.
Touchdown. Dubs, yeah, obviously I'll give him that. That's fair. And Stafford top 10, I'd say no as well. I don't think Stafford is as well. And then Kirk Cousins, I think he's playing at top 10 numbers.
Answer 14 mailbag. How many rushing yards do the Lions give up Sunday? Are you confident that it will be less than 300 yards?
Very. It might be less than 100.
Yeah, I think so.
I think they hold them under.
What's it, less than 45 in the last 2 games?
Yeah.
First time they've done that since 2014?
Every single game. They're averaging 60.
So it's a 100%. I'm not a betting man, but 100% chance that they do that. Guaranteed.
Here's one, and this is a question here. Someone asked, and I don't know if this is more like they're actually wondering or if it's they think that, but someone asked, does Sam Laporta actually lead the league in tight end yards? I don't know if he will by the end of the year, but...
Oh, is that the question, by the end of the year?
I don't know. It doesn't say by the end of the year, but I would say no by the end of the year. Right now, currently, he does. I think he's top 5.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah. It's hard to say he's not going to be at the end of the year. Just the way he fits in this offense, the trust that he has with Jared Goff, he's going to get the targets.
Oh, this is a disrespectful question.
Uh-oh.
Who can jump higher, Booner or Easy? Come on.
Ooh.
Uncle Neil, soft feet. Come on. I love you.
Let's just say
You're
Jared
one
Goff.
of my favorites in the chat.
Jared Goff can jump higher than both of you combined, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he better. He's a quarterback.
Did you see him try to jump into the Lions' leap?
Yeah. I don't think I could do that.
It wasn't the best
But
jump.
come on.
So it's you?
Rashid said, Booner, come on, man. Give me something, bro. Don't ignore my question. What was the question here?
Rashid Al Ghali.
Here we go. How confident are we that the Lions stay the number 1 run defense in the NFL?
Not confident. That's difficult. They have the
this
potential
year
to,
or throughout the year? Because I think this week, I mean.
Oh, this week, 100%.
I think they do.
They should, actually.
Yeah.
For the rest of the year, they might. It's way too hard to stay at number 1. They could end up a top 5 rush defense, which would mean they win 13 games.
That would
probably.
be unreal if they did that.
Incredible.
Jesse Adams, mailbag. I know our O-line is very good for the Lions, but versus the Packers, am I crazy to think Glasgow was kind of weak on line? I mean, he's probably the weakest one on the line.
Yeah, that's just because that line's elite. Like, you could argue the other 4 are Pro Bowlers. I think he's what he may lack in certain he's not maybe as talented as some other left guards, but he has that connection with Frank Ragnow and with Penei Sewell. They trust him so much, whether he's starting or he's backing up Vaitai. Graham Glasgow is solid. He is solid AF. He also went to this school.
He did.
I like Graham.
Yeah, he's a solid. Like right now, he's a solid veteran backup. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Everyone in here is just saying easy, peaceful Tim, easy all day long. Mike Hilton, easy for sure. Easy probably has hops. Fellas, what are we doing here?
What the fuck?
Easier? Can we go around the room real quick? Can we all just agree I have higher vertical than easy?
I'm going with easy.
Oh my gosh.
Easy all the way.
Disrespectful.
It's a big old
Broder?
What?
Easy or me? Who has higher vertical? Don't. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna
I don't know if
this.
either of you can get more than 5 inches off
I'm
the
gonna
ground.
flan sample this. I swear on my life. I'll leave the set right now.
I do think it'll probably be you, Boone.
What are we talking about? Am
my
I being
quarterback.
trolled?
Yes.
That's
Are
my
you trolling me?
quarterback.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my gosh,
That's
Jalen,
my-
you can't be trolling me either, are you?
I'm team easy.
No.
Keenan.
Disrespectful.
Shout out from Denver. Thanks for joining the show, man.
Hard pass.
I saw
Do you
it.
see Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs adding in touchdowns to his pretty impressive rookie season? Yeah, he eventually will.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't gotten in there enough. But David Montgomery.
I don't get these touchdowns. Like, I bet on him touchdown the last 3 weeks, thinking he would get one eventually. I don't get, though, that people are mad he's not scoring.
It's all the fantasy BS.
We knew it coming in, right?
It's all the fantasy BS.
Yeah.
We knew it coming. We knew what Jamal did last year, right? And we knew Jamal was a touchdown guy in the red zone.
Yeah.
We knew what kind of team offense that Ben Johnson. I mixed up all three different.
Brad Johnson,
people
Super
there.
Bowl winner.
Yeah. Almost said Brad Campbell,
Tampa
too.
Bay.
Brad
But,
Campbell.
like, we knew what he was coming into. Like, we know that. So,
Michael McNeil, before the show is over, can you give any update on Martin? I'm thinking Broderick Martin. He's asking.
or Marvin Jones. Oh, Martin.
Martin, yes. Both haven't played much recently. Broderick Martin, I'm assuming he's going to be on the inactive roster again, or the healthy scratch. I don't really know why he hasn't played yet, other than it seems like the coaching staff just has more confidence in some of the more veteran guys. And Broderick Martin is raw. He is raw. He did some really great things in the offseason and training camp, but my guess is John Scott Jr., the defensive line coach, is just waiting to see something. I don't know what it is, but waiting to see something before he puts him in. And maybe we actually do see him in one of these next 2 or 3 games, maybe against Carolina. Who knows?
Last one real quick,
Yeah.
too. If the Lions team, Jesse Adams, the Lions team goes 7-1 going into the bye, is this team second in the NFC behind the Niners, or behind the Niners and ahead of the Eagles and Cowboys?
Say it one more time?
Yeah, if they're 7-1 going into the bye,
Yeah, okay.
100% they're second in the, and that's if the 49ers don't lose a game.
Yeah.
If they lose 1 or 2, somehow they do. But yeah, that
I don't know the
100%.
Eagles' schedule, but I know it's got to be pretty difficult. So they'll drop one.
Yeah,
Maybe. I don't know.
depends on how they're playing.
Maybe tied
too.
for tied.
I agree.
Tied for second.
All right, we appreciate you guys tuning in as always to Woodward Nights. Make sure you guys like the stream right
Please.
now before you guys
Can
hang
we
up
get to
here.
100?
Like it, comment after the stream ends. We love you guys so much. Tune in tomorrow. First of all, Morning Woodward Show 8 to 10, and then us 8 to 10 p.m. at night. Make sure you guys tune in. Love you guys.
Toodles. My G.
Oh, did you get it?